Shrinkage is for adult entertainment only. Bored at home, stuck in traffic, call the number.
Shrinkage may contain sexually orientated content.
Listener discretion advised.
Now guys, I really like the intro, but I want to get to it faster. Get me to the show, baby. Go faster, please, please, go faster.
Sweet! All right, welcome back.
1 second. This show is for entertainment only. This show is not a replacement for therapy or medical advice. Opinions are our own personal opinions. If you are looking for actual help, consult a professional.
All right, welcome back.
1 second. This show is for entertainment only. This show is not a replacement for therapy or medical advice. Opinions are our own personal opinions. If you are looking for actual help, consult a professional. Definitely not us, as you were saying.
Welcome back to episode, I think it's 14 now, episode 14 of Shrinkage. Special guest, Wonton Don, the crab rangoon. Is it rangoon or ragoon?
Rangoon.
It's
I
crab
see you did your
rangoon
prep.
connoisseur. The hippo mode expert and also child of shrinks.
Yeah.
Oh.
I wanted
Yes.
to put child of shrinks in the promo, but it sounded weird, like child of shrinks, right?
Raised by shrinks.
Raised by shrinks.
So both your parents are shrinks.
Yeah, my dad was a psychologist, my mom a therapist, and my mom more focused, she was like a child therapist, so a lot of her clients were young, but she also saw some adults. And then, my parents had a private practice where they would like see patients, and my dad's patients definitely range in ages, but a lot of them were older. And then he also kind of worked more on the business side of psychology too.
Okay.
But yeah, he's got some crazy stories. I think his like first job out of college was actually working in a mental hospital. And he said he had like a schizophrenic chuck a chair at him. I think when he first got in the business, because he's an older guy, they were still doing electroshock therapy.
Shock therapy.
Why did they
Yeah.
stop that?
Because it kind of, I don't think it really
Inhumane
fixes
a little.
anything.
Yeah.
It just kind of like, you just electrocute your brain
I think
until
they-
it's like dull to the point that it like,
It's like whipping someone in order
Yeah.
to get them to act right.
I think they still do that for autistic people. My cousin is autistic, and I'm pretty sure.
We might
like,
need to run back to the disclaimer again. I don't know that they
I
do.
do. I wouldn't be shocked if it maybe still happens in a few places.
Yeah.
I think what is definitely taboo is when they like drill into your head.
the lobotomy.
A lobotomy.
Yeah.
That's taboo now. They don't do that anymore, right?
I don't think so. The last person to get it was JFK's.
One of the Kennedys.
Yeah,
I was
one
going
of
to
the
say, I don't know if
Kennedys,
she was the last person ever, but yes,
Last
she
famous
was
one.
lobotomized. Electroshock therapy, it was like for like the patients that were like severely mentally handicapped, constantly spazzing out, maybe getting violent. They were like, this is the only thing that works.
Yeah, can't say anything crazy if you can't say anything at all.
Yeah.
So two shrinks, both shrinks for parents, and you still turned out like this.
Yeah, no, and that I think that's a reoccurring theme. I've heard that from a lot of people. Like it's always the dudes whose parents are therapists that are like a little wacky.
No, but like, did they actually microanalyze you in any way, or like were they more prone to like sitting you down and talking to you, or is that just kind of like maybe once they got home from work that was the last thing they wanted to do?
Yeah, they would talk to me about a lot of stuff where like, I mean, most kids, like, you get in trouble, your parents are like, you're an idiot, you're grounded for like a week or something like that. My parents would try to like sometimes look deeper into it, like
Shock you.
not shock me, but they would want to try to get to the root cause. Like, why are you doing this? Is it because of like underlying, like you're like unhappy or like, so that was kind of tough. Sometimes you would prefer just the parent being like, all right, you're grounded for a week.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know, but
that's how I thought it would be, because like you ever see like a landscaper's yard, it usually looks like shit. Anybody who works as a
See where this
landscaper,
is going,
so
yeah.
you're saying, yeah, like a shrink's kids are usually fucking insane.
kind of in the aspect of like when you're landscaping other people's houses all day. When you go home and you don't want to work on your own, you want to chill.
Yeah.
So like when
your
you're
maid's
helping,
got a dirty home.
yeah, you're helping other people every day. You don't want to help at home. You know what I'm saying? But I guess they did.
Yeah, that is the tough part about being a therapist is you're all day you're hearing about other people's problems, and then like you come home, you got to deal with your own. Or
If I was ever a therapist, I would feel so less empathetic towards other people after hearing other people's problems. Like oh, this person had such a traumatic person or a problem, and then the next hour I have another patient that is their problems are so small, but they're treating it as big as the other person. I feel like I would lack so much empathy for these people.
That's what you can't do. You can't have bias.
Tough.
yeah, and I do think we're like this day and age, a lot more people feel comfortable going to therapy, even if they don't have like a big problem in their life.
Yeah.
Just be like, I don't know, I feel like my mental health could be a little bit better. I'm going to go see a therapist. I feel like that's happening more often, where as in like back in the day, it's like, oh, if I've had some like horrible tragedy happen to me or something, like my life is severely fucked up, then maybe I'll see a therapist.
Yeah, it seems more recreational now, where back then it was deemed as like a punishment almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had a whole show about it. Sopranos. It was like taboo to go to see a therapist.
Oh, yeah.
But that whole show was basically a therapy show.
They said it's a show about family.
Is
And
it?
The funny thing
I
about
guess it is.
Sopranos is that movie Analyze This or Analyze That, did that come out right before Sopranos? Because that was also about a mobster.
That was
who has
right
a
after. That was
therapist.
2003, I believe. Analyze This.
Yeah.
That was going to be the show to this, the name of this show.
Analyze
And then,
this.
yeah, Analyze This.
But it was already taken by a very popular movie.
I thought it would have said. Well, I mean, Shrinkage is obviously Shrinkage. It's
Yeah.
stolen as well, but it is what it is.
It's a good name. Yeah. And we got Deuce or Deutsch over there.
Deuce or Deutsch.
Juice or Deutsches?
Now, Deutsch seems like a very stoic man. Would you agree with that? Have you ever heard that term before?
I think that when people meet me, they're often pretty surprised I'm like as quiet as I am with the videos that I've posted.
But is your quietness like a mask, or do you think you remain pretty calm, like in general too?
Ronnie
Because it seems to
Aurelius.
me like you're a pretty calm guy, where like you won't let the lows get you too low, you won't let the highs get you too high, and that's what I strive for. I'm trying to be more stoic. Like sometimes I'll let little things get me worked up, even though I know in the long run they're like completely pointless.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think that I'm just very simple. I think it doesn't take a lot to make me happy. Like I have a 550 square foot studio apartment with a bed in it and a TV.
Humble brag.
Not really much else. I get to come in every day here and fuck around and play basketball and lift weights and joke around with everybody. And I don't think I could be much happier doing anything else.
That's great.
It's
yeah.
a great outlook.
I think I maintained that outlook for maybe my first like 6 years at Barstool, just because like this job, you could have way worse jobs. Like a lot of people work jobs that they actually hate. So the fact that right now we have jobs that we don't hate is a huge blessing.
Yeah, I agree.
But then like after you do the job I've been here for almost like 9 years or something like that. And then like after 6 years or 7 years, you're like, well, things could be better. I could do this. And then you stop like or you start taking some of it for granted. And like your brain is always going to like, the mind is a tricky thing because it's always looking for problems, even if the problems like aren't necessarily there.
Yeah.
Your brain's just trained to constantly like look for problems to fix
And find something to complain about as well, I think,
Yeah.
sometimes. Have you ever heard the story about the guy? There was a guy that lived in a house, and every day this guy would bring him $100. And the first week, he was like, oh, my God, thank you so much. Second week, he brought him $100. Thank you. This is amazing. Oh, my God. Third, fourth week, everything, all right, yeah, cool. And then by the third month, the guy just started expecting the $100. So when he didn't show up, he's like, where the fuck is my $100? Where's the guy with the 100? When he didn't realize, like, he should have taken it. He took it for granted. So it's just like one of those of, like, if you're here for a long time, you start to lose I guess you get a little bit more entitled, which is like the problem. You know?
or more entitled, or like, you might, obviously everyone will have like problems at work or problems with their life, but then it's sometimes important to just take a step back and be like, okay, the problems that I have at work compared to the problems that like a lot of people have at work are very different, and I should be like grateful that these are the problems I'm dealing with.
No, yeah. Frank reminds me every week I could be working construction. So, yeah.
But now you're fucking toys. It could be worse.
Yeah, you're right.
Don, you were a big traveler even before Barstool. Did you ever use traveling as kind of like a therapy? Like a lot of people would be like, I need a trip. I need to get away from this all. Like this will clear all my problems if I just move to China.
It was sort of like that after college, just because I really had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. And like, I am lucky where I don't think I've ever been like severely depressed in life, but the very end of my senior year of college, that was, if I had to pick a time in life when I was the most depressed, it may have been then. I was just very aimless, not very excited about the future. And like, there wasn't a lot I could like see myself doing. And so as as kind of like a cop out, I was like, well, my friend had gone abroad to Shanghai. He decided to just stay there because he loved it so much. And he was like, oh, dude, if you don't know what you want to do, like you could easily get a job teaching English in China. And then
easily move to China.
Yeah.
you can easily, no, he was like, you got to move to China. This place is awesome. And then he's like, whenever you have a holiday at your school, you can just use that time to travel around the rest of Asia. You can go to Thailand. So I was like, okay, that's a great idea. Just, I'm going to kick this rock further down the trail. And instead of jumping into a career, I'm just going to go teach in China for 1 year. And then I'll at least have the chance to like travel to Thailand and a few other countries out there.
That's a good move. I always say like some of the worst years of my life were right after I graduated college. But in hindsight, it's like really helpful to realize you are young when you're young. So like at the time, all your friends are getting jobs, you're comparing shit. But if you're just like, yo, I don't need a career yet. I could just fucking travel for the next 3 years. It won't make a difference. I'll be 25 by then, you know?
Yes. Yeah. I don't think kids these days need to feel the rush to jump into a career or whatever you do your first few years out of college. You don't have to be like, this is what I'm doing for the rest of my life.
Right.
I think the first time you need to start worrying about your life is like when you hit 30.
Yep.
Like, holy shit, I'm about to turn 30. Like, where am I? You know what I'm saying? So as long as you gear yourself up around 25 to get to 30 and not feel like a piece of shit, I think you're fine.
Yeah, I always like kind of gave myself an ultimatum. If this Barstool thing doesn't have any legs by the time I'm like 29, then
Yeah.
So I got hired by Barstool when I was 29.
That was Barstool Idol, right? And you went straight through.
Yeah, but I was definitely at the point because I'd like lived in China. I had tried a bunch of different things. I was making content, but I was not making any money off of content.
Mm-hmm.
I started a sports jacket, sports jersey hybrid company called Susie's.
Okay.
Half suit, half jacket, all class, or half suit, half jersey, all class.
Half suit, half jersey.
That's pretty dope. That's
so
like
A
sleeves?
Susie.
So like it was a jersey with like long sleeves and
It was like a nice blazer, but it had your team's logo on the front, and then it had a name and number on the back. And
sick.
I was making them illegally for a while, but I had a bunch of people hit me up being like, yo, I want one. Like, I want a Michael Jordan Bulls blazer.
I would wear a Derrick Rose
That's crazy.
jersey to my wedding.
Last week when we were on the boat, they said wear a jean jacket if you got one. And White Sox Dave had borrowed Kate baby daddy jean jacket, and it had his last name Cassidy on the back. And Dave was like, we need to start making this a thing, repping other men's names. And we're like, well, there's a thing called jerseys. But yours is right up his alley, a coat with the name on the back.
It's kind of like goat coats. Have you seen goat coat? They're a Chicago
Goat
company,
coats?
and
No.
they
Goat coats, yeah. That was like
great.
that ended up like when I saw that idea, I was like, okay, that makes a lot more sense because my jackets were so loud. They were awesome to wear to like a game or a tailgate, but some people don't always want to be wearing something that loud. So the thing about goat coats is like it's really loud on the inside, but you can kind of like conceal it a bit. But yeah, so then I got the official licensing from Clemson. So I moved to Clemson to try to promote these blazers. That was the second time in my life that I was probably depressed a little bit.
Going to Clemson?
Living in Clemson at age 28, where like I'm too old to hang out with the college kids. All the kids my age are like really redneck. I've got nothing wrong with rednecks. I've had great times with rednecks, but I was just like living in this this house. My rent was maybe like $400 a month or $300. And I just didn't have a lot in common with my roommates. They were all racking up DUIs and showing me their guns and stuff. And then I got 2 drunken publics that year. One year in Clemson, 2 drunken publics. One of them, I was like, I can't have this on my record. I have to get a real job probably at some point. And so they were like, you can do 40 hours community service cleaning the Clemson Fire Department. And yeah, the drunken public I tried to walk home to my apartment. It was after the Patriots had lost in the playoffs. And this is when I had recently moved there, and I took the wrong fork in the road, got lost, and fell asleep on someone's porch, and then woke up in the drunk tank. So
happens.
I was 28, just cleaning the Clemson Fire Department at like 7:30 in the morning.
That's terrible. And they
I
treat
was like,
you like a criminal. These fucking like,
they were
community
fine. They were,
service.
I don't want to say they were treating me like a criminal, but they were probably. And meanwhile, I'm living in Clemson. This was after I'd lived in China and had already like made videos that had been like shared on Barstool Sports. And I remember I was also working at a bar because any company I made selling these jackets would just go back into the company.
Okay.
So I was working as a bartender, and I remember bartending, and someone walked up to me and was like, "Oh, aren't you that Donnie Does guy?
That's cool.
Like, I've seen your videos out in China. Why the hell are you bartending in Clemson, South Carolina? Like, what the fuck are you doing here?"
Shut up and tell me what you want.
And that, yeah, that didn't make me feel great. Just like bartending a sorority party at age 28.
People don't respect the grind. I feel like the grind is is sometimes the funnest part looking back at it.
Oh yeah, there were times I remember like sleeping on an arrow bed in like my shitty apartment there, being like, you know what, in like 10 years I'm gonna look back on this and it's gonna be great.
Yeah, I think the grind, like when people, I forget who says it, but is it? Oh, Brad Pitt was like, do you enjoy the story or the success or the story of how you got there?
The journey or the destination.
Yeah, the journey or the destination. And he's like, it's the people that are along the way. So I agree with
yeah.
all three.
I remember I was like just getting into Barstool. Like I wasn't even paid yet, but I was helping out with videos, and I was on like a couple bigger videos with Chief and Karl. But I was a bar back at the time, and there was one time I was like cleaning up broken glass by a table. Like, hey, aren't you Danny? I was like, God, I need to get out of here.
Yeah.
Just like cleaning puke in front of stoolies. But
yeah,
I'm sorry, go on.
Wasn't there that famous story about someone who used to be on the Cosby Show? Maybe he was like a famous actor in the Cosby Show, and then they saw him working at a fast food restaurant.
Oh yeah, the Sun. Son, I believe.
Yeah, the Son, and like
What?
someone like posted on social media. It went like super viral, and like the guy was kind of like making fun of him, like, "Oh, look at this."
And it was years after, so it's like,
Yeah, but that's tough. You're on like a super famous
Yeah.
sitcom, and then if you don't like manage your finances or you don't get jobs after that, like you
Look at
might
the
go back
guy
to fast food.
From Ned's Declassified. Coconut, right? Wasn't that who it was?
Your references are out of control today, but
yeah.
Coconut Head.
He went dummy mode, like downhill. He's like a crackhead now. Delonte West, same thing. Like the rise and fall. But I think for us, it's a little different because ours was like beforehand. You know, we're in the middle.
Yes,
of it,
yeah.
You know?
Like I do think it helps when like you've had some real world experience and then you start working here a bit. Like, you know, we do have a fair amount of folks that just get the internship while still in college and then get a job right out of college. But I think having a little bit of that real world experience helps. And like, you know.
Yeah, like I used to be a laborer and I was working at the bar. So now whenever I pass like someone doing construction at 7 a.m. on the way to work, I'm like, oh, it's a nice reminder. Thank God I'm not doing that.
Yeah, 100%. Or like driving. I used to drive all the time, and like I just see like people driving in their vans, window down, just sweating their balls off. I was like, oh,
You're talking about yourself.
Yeah,
Or you just got the AC fixed.
I just got the AC fixed, but yeah.
Wait, so where in China did you live?
My first year I was in Guangzhou, which most people don't know about. And that's where I met a lot of people from Liverpool, who I love Scousers. I always have a soft spot in my heart for them, because if I hadn't have met those guys, I probably would have left China after 2 weeks.
I was going to say, how good at the Chinese language were you? And was there English?
Oh, I knew
present?
zero.
How did you manage to live there for so long then?
You didn't? I mean, most English teachers out there don't really know Chinese. You don't have to.
But like just going to the
get the
store, like
job.
having an everyday conversation.
So when I like was like, I'm going to go teach in China, I told them, I was like, just make sure I'm living with another foreign teacher, like another American teacher out there. Make sure I'm kind of like on one of the subway lines so I can easily get around the city, and that I'm working at a school with some other foreigners that I could at least talk to. And they didn't fall through with any of that. So, so yeah, they put me in an apartment by myself. On the outskirts of the city, not even connected via the subway. I would have to take this like 50-minute bus to get downtown. And I was the only American teacher at the school.
But I just imagine even the simplest of questions, like you're grocery shopping and you want to know where the dish soap is. Or you just have Google Translator on deck.
When I first moved there, Google Translate wasn't even there yet.
How long? What year was that? That was
this
long
was
ago.
like the end of 2010 when I first moved there.
Oh shit.
So that was rough. They would have some restaurants that would have like photos, so you kind of just go in and point at what you want. But I remember going to the supermarket and like you don't even know what's shampoo because it's all like in Chinese.
So you're just like testing it out?
Just squirting it on my hand.
Yeah,
like,
my hair didn't fall out today.
Sure, that was honey.
Nail polish remover.
Yeah. But no, I went to a Halloween party one night at like this Irish pub that was in downtown Guangzhou, and that's where like a lot of the foreigners would hang out. And I met some folks from Liverpool they kind of took me under their wing, and I was the token American with like
Love
a
that.
bunch of Brits. And I love those guys. I love that whole crew. So that's how I ended up staying a year, made some good friends. But I had a friend from college who lived up in Shanghai.
Is that the one that was at Barstool?
I did meet those guys that year.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Shout out Ronan and Mark. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were both on. They came on season 2 of Baldstool, and I met those guys my first year in Guangzhou.
Hell yeah.
And because Guangzhou didn't have as many foreigners living there, but then I went up to Shanghai. Shanghai had tons of Americans, tons of Brits, tons of French, Italians. Like the expat scene there was huge. So like you could go to bars and clubs and restaurants in Shanghai, and you wouldn't even know you were in China, really.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
like
pretty cool.
Wow. Wait, how old were the kids you were teaching?
my first gig was I was teaching like preschool.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I was like, even in our Spanish classes here, there would maybe be like one day a week, and we're talking like 7th grade, where the teacher would only speak Spanish, and it was like so difficult. But you were only speaking English to preschoolers.
Yeah,
from China.
and I think that's what the schools wanted. And I honestly, so I taught full time in China for probably like a year and a half. I taught every level from preschool up to college. I was a college professor at one point.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So you're just teaching like the English language. You're not reading them English stories or anything, right?
English stories. Oh no, we're not like
just-
doing The Catcher in the Rye or
Right,
something like
it's not
that.
like-
Like
obviously
today
it's
we're
not
telling
like
me to
our-
teach you about
yeah.
The Great Gatsby. No, it was kind of just like oral English, so just like getting them comfortable and just trying to get them speaking more
So
English.
what does like 8th grade English look like in China? Like, what do you learn then?
I don't know. That was a nightmare though.
You know, you imagine like 1st grade, you're learning like, oh, this means pencil, this means paper.
Yeah,
8th
like when
grade,
I
you're-
was teaching preschool, I was pretty much just a clown, but I was getting paid to just walk
Yeah.
in and be like, London Bridge is falling down, falling down. And I was like, whatever, I'm getting paid. I'll be a clown. And then I got transferred to a middle school, and like that was intense. I was teaching like 6 classes a day, and each class had like 40 kids in it.
Oh, you're
What were
Hillary
the-
Swank.
What were the requirements?
Freedom range.
And I remember I had I had like the classes were so big that I had a microphone and then a speaker box on my belt. And so that I could actually like amplify my voice to everybody. And the kids sometimes just wouldn't shut up. And I found that if I moved the mic to the speaker box, it would make that really loud like, reverb sound. Like,
Yeah.
and that's the only thing I could do to shut them up.
Shock therapy.
I would just be like, and I would leave it on for like a minute until all the kids were like, all right, fuck, I'm not going to talk anymore.
That's straight up torture. Yeah, like that's
Yeah, but if they were, first I would ask them nicely, please quiet down. And then when they wouldn't, I'd just go,
No, I would have dusted off the yardstick.
What were the requirements though for you to become a teacher in China?
there were no requirements, at least when I moved there. I mean, there was someone on America's Most Wanted list that they found teaching out in Shanghai.
Really?
Yeah, this is a true story. And I was actually in a giant group chat with this guy. I found out afterwards. I was in this like group chat of like 100 people, and it was just like the name of the group chat was like USA in China or something like that. And there was a dude whose username was the Big Dog. And I didn't know most of the people in this chat. I was just added into it because like I met one guy and he was like, oh, I'll put you into my Americans in China group chat. And the Big Dog was always like a weirdo in the chat. I remember like always
You guys
trying
know
to
of
like,
any good banks?
no, just like trying to like always like he would get really offended by a lot of stuff, always trying to like start fights. And then all of a sudden I saw a headline and someone let me know. They're like, yeah, that was the guy that was in our group chat.
What was he wanted for?
Not good stuff.
Really?
Yeah, he was a cop in South Carolina. I think people don't even know where he is right now. If he's in China, if he got extradited back to the U.S. He was a cop in China who maybe had like touched a little girl or something like that. And then his
jeez.
wife called the cops on him. And like when the cops were coming to like headed towards their house, he killed his wife and fled.
Oh my God. Jesus.
Come on, big
And
dog.
then he fled to Mexico and then somehow made it to China. So yeah, at least when I was there, they weren't like,
You weren't the worst teacher.
no, I was far from the worst teacher.
That's insane.
Yeah, like you can look it up, be like, just look up America's Most Wanted, Shanghai, China. And the only reason he was caught was because one of his former students, who later moved to the U.S., was like somehow decided to look up America's top 10 most wanted list. And maybe because she was like, I had a really weird teacher. I wonder if he was on the run for anything.
Or it used
Looked
to just
him
like
up.
be on TV sometime. Like you'd wake up to it.
Yeah,
in
and
the
was
night.
like, holy shit, that was my teacher out in China. Yeah, so technically the requirements to teach English in China were just like a college degree, I think. And then maybe if you got, it's called a TEFL certificate. That's like teaching English as a foreign language or second language. You might be able to get placed at a better school or like ask for a higher salary. But it was pretty much just a degree. But I knew a lot of people out there without college degrees that were teaching English.
Knowing English would help too.
Yeah, I mean, like, I also, like, I met people in China that just didn't want to pay student loans back in America. So they were like, I'm just going to move to China. And if I stay here long enough, they'll eventually forget about the loans.
Is that how it works?
I don't know.
I think they like forgive the loan after a certain amount of years,
I
right?
forgive you.
Yeah, you might have to stay in China for like 10 years, but they might eventually forget.
I think it's 7 years. Like that's bankruptcy too, but I think like 7 years after you don't pay something off, like it just basically goes away.
Nah,
Yeah.
because college, like it's been 7 years.
So it's
So
like,
bad.
yeah, they're not. I mean, you could, if anyone is listening to this and wants to teach in China, I guarantee you can get a job right away. I knew someone who was like the headmaster of a school, and if you walked into the school, there was a giant poster of him, like kind of like just a huge poster of him right in the entryway. And meanwhile, on the weekends, he was like one of the bigger drug dealers I know.
Wow.
I love that.
Yeah,
Double
and
life.
he was a great teacher though. Like all the kids loved him.
Just working two
he
jobs.
he just had to make a little extra cash on the weekends.
Have you ever gotten bullied by the kids?
You probably wouldn't even realize. You don't know what they're saying.
Very true. Yeah, I for sure was bullied, but I'm trying to think if it ever got like too bad.
Hey, white boy.
No, they would call you Lao Wai.
What's
Wow,
that?
why?
Is that like gringo for?
Yeah, it is, but it's not super derogatory.
They say gringo isn't either, really.
Yeah, so it's kind of like gringo.
What's-
But the thing is, like, yeah, if you're walking down the street in China and a kid who hasn't seen a lot of like white people will kind of just like point at you and be like, Lao Wai, mama, look it, Lao Wai,
They
Lao
do
Wai.
exist.
Yeah, they'll get like
Bigfoot.
super excited. I don't think I got bullied too badly. No.
You seem like a cooler teacher.
Yeah.
They're
What made you
less prone
wanna-
to bullying.
What made you want to come back? Like when you were just like, all right, I'm tired of China. Were you ever tired of China, or were you like, just like, maybe I'm getting a little homesick?
Yeah, so I wanted to get out of teaching. So I did that kind of after a year and a half. I found some other opportunities that even if they weren't like paying that much, I was like, at least I can gain some more real world experience. Cause I knew if I moved back to the US, I didn't want to teach back here. So I was like, if the only thing on my resume is teaching in China, then that's kind of the only job I'll be able to get back in the US. So, me and my friends were like, we ran this events company where we were throwing parties all over like Shanghai, which we didn't make a lot of money from. We kind of just got to party for free,
Yeah,
but
that's cool though.
it was fun. We did party buses, party boats, a beach volleyball league out there,
That's
like
pretty cool.
random events. And then my friend started a video production company, and I was working for that for a little bit too. At one point, he did have me do a prank show out in China that he was trying to like get like branded and like sold.
What
So I had-
pranks were you doing out there?
The Nug Lawis.
The what?
Well,
Yeah,
what is
the,
it, Lawai?
the Nelk Lawai. Yeah, it was actually called Monkey Kings. I think that was
Close
the name
enough.
of it. But that was tough because, yeah, I mean, you know all the pranksters here and stuff that like are popular. It's one thing doing, but because I was a foreigner out in China, and I'm just pranking Chinese people, it would always like it wouldn't come off great.
Yeah, it's
Like
bad
instead of
visuals,
just
bad
like an
optics.
American pranking an American, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, here's this American out in China just fucking with Chinese people.
That's when you knew you had to come back to prank the Americans.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Even the shotgun would be like a hate crime. The
Um,
simplest of
yeah.
pranks.
Yeah, no, I never got accused of any hate crimes. I did.
Yet.
I was like a token white guy at this like environmental architecture firm,
Okay.
but that was like a completely fake job. I would have to go in like three days a week and sit, and they were just like, yeah, do research on some topics, and I would just like compile a bunch of articles, and I soon came to learn that I was just there so they could be like, we have a white guy working at our company, because I never had to do a single thing. And then they were like, we have meetings up in Beijing, you have to come. And so they, like, 2 weekends or 2 weeks in a row, we would take the train up to Beijing, and they would just have me sit in the meeting in like a suit,
No comprende.
just to be like, this guy works at our company.
Check
Look
this
at
out.
we,
Check
yeah,
this guy out.
we got an American guy at our company. Pretty cool. And I noticed they would be doing these reports, like presenting to the whole room, and my name would be on the reports. I did nothing for these reports, but they were just trying to be like, we got an American working at our firm.
So how long after you moved to China did you start doing videos, or was it before then?
'Cause I remember the Kevin Garnett one is
Yeah.
hilarious.
I didn't really make any content when I lived in Guangzhou, so it was my second year, because when I moved to Shanghai, my friend from college, the one who went abroad to Shanghai, and shout out Rob Wallace, and he was the one who convinced me to move to China, but he knew how to film and do video editing. We had made like one short video in college together, and then when we were both living in Shanghai, we were like, let's make some content. You know, this was kind of in the earlier days of YouTube, and
Yeah, was it tough monetizing?
we never really monetized the YouTube, but we did get lucky. Like the first 2 YouTube vids we ever made, like got shared by Barstool and did pretty well. So we were like, holy shit, like we might have something here. And then meanwhile, the next like year of vids like didn't really do that well.
Yeah, I remember being so frustrated when I was like 21, 22, like starting my own blog, doing videos. I'm like, couldn't get AdSense to work. They'd give you like, they tell you it wouldn't work, but it could be because of one of 15 reasons. So
Yeah.
that fucking sucks. It seems a little easier now with YouTube, I think, but there's still like always a little step that tricks you up along the way.
Yeah, 100%. It's annoying. I remember like the peak days. Remember the Maya he? You remember that guy?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
How much
Yeah.
were those guys getting paid back in the day?
See, were they even monetized?
No, I don't even think they were monetized. I think that was like,
Because think about it, they got big off like one video. So it's like you would normally start thinking about monetizing after that.
Like the what in the butt guy. Remember that guy?
You do.
Yeah, I do remember that guy.
Isn't that South Park?
They took it from the guy.
What in the butt?
Because that was the whole thing. The South Park did a whole like YouTube people like growing, and they were making money. I didn't know if they were making money or they weren't, but South Park led me to believe they were.
I remember what was that guy's name? It was like Alex from Target. He had like 15 minutes of fame. He went on Ellen and all that. I forget. It was like a Target employee who went viral for something. Went on Ellen, a couple other talk shows, like never made $1 and just back at Target.
Really?
And this was like years ago. So my point is like way harder to monetize your virality back then.
I feel like Tosh.0 really helped it out. The chocolate rain guy. Remember that guy?
But even then, those guys aren't rich or famous. Like their biggest thing was they got on Tosh. I don't know if they were making money off their videos after that.
In college, the first YouTube vids I loved was that Unforgivable guy.
Yeah, Unforgivable.
I don't remember that one.
You would love it. I don't know if we can play it on this.
It's
but
a waffle fries. Yeah.
Yeah. I think if you just search Unforgivable, you'll find it.
You definitely,
it's a guy just.
you definitely know it.
It's a guy in the woods just going on like
a
the
black
funniest
guy
rant
looks like
ever.
a Blair Witch Project.
I gotta look it up.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah, that was peak internet.
But I don't think he is still like. He's still making content.
There was I forgot which one I was gonna say. Oh, remember they robbing everybody out here. Hide your kids. Hide your wife,
yeah.
Hide your baby mom.
That was like a viral news segment. What was his name again?
I forget, but that.
Antoine Dotson.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a pull.
He got like a shitload of money though. Like, and then they said, "What are you gonna do with the money?" And he said, "Oh, we're gonna invest it into ourselves." Fucking guy. But that's what I'm saying. Like the early days of starting out on YouTube were like very tough. So like when you were starting out, getting a couple of videos popping off, going on Barstool, and then the other ones didn't work, were you like discouraged? Or were you like, nah, fuck this. Other ones are going to pop off later, and then let's see where it goes.
Yeah, from that point, your goal was probably like more to just get recognized by Barstool every time if you couldn't make money, right?
Yeah. I mean, they shared the first 2 videos. The first video was the like, we love Kevin Garnett.
Yeah.
Like, Yankees suck. I'm wicked high, which I was just teaching in an actual kindergarten class in China.
That's hilarious.
I just told the school that my friend was coming to film. I was like, I'm trying to build my teaching portfolio, so he has to film this class. And then I
feel like it's a wild, wild west out there.
Yeah, it was. It's changed. the Wild Wild East. China definitely was the Wild Wild East. I think COVID has kind of changed things where it's not the case. There's like a lot more actual rules out there. But my first 5 years out there, there just like weren't rules. It was crazy.
Dude, some of my favorite video of yours, you're gonna have to remind me of the guy's name. He was like your travel guide. You weren't in China. I believe you were with Chef Donnie at the time. Jamal.
Yes, in Tajikistan.
But it was like JOMOL or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, JAMOL.
Okay.
I think
but
so.
Not the Jamal. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but then I was still enjoying it. So as long as you're enjoying it, then I would like still do it. But yeah, there was probably like a year where it didn't have any videos pop off, or maybe more than that. But then I did a couple other ones where I was pretending to be Roger Federer in China. That got shared by Barstool. And then I did another one sneaking into a Manny Pacquiao fight, which was out in Asia. It was in Macau, which is like the Las Vegas of Asia.
That's pretty cool.
So then that popped off, and I was like, oh, maybe this is my ticket. Now things will start like really taking off. And then things kind of like died off again. And I think I had emailed like once with Portnoy around that time, but it never turned into anything. So yeah, I got a little discouraged. And then that's when like I started to pursue the Susie idea, the sport jacket, jersey hybrid. And that's what like had me leave China the first time, where I was like, if I want this to take off, I probably need to be boots on the ground in Clemson. And so, yeah, that's why I moved back. Cause I was like, the content is a blast. I'm just like not making any money from it. I don't know if it's going to turn into a career. It's obviously what I would have preferred to do like as a career instead of just slanging blazers. But it wasn't working out. And then I wasn't really enjoying the whole blazer thing living in Clemson. So there was, if I hadn't have been hired by Barstool then, I was going to probably look if there was like a travel agency or something where I could kind of still use my like love and passion for travel, but a much more normal job.
So you got hired off of Barstool Idol season 1. Once that came around, like, hey, we're doing this Barstool Idol thing. Were you like, finally, my chance?
I saw it and I was like, I might as well at least send an email. And then I think it was like Brett Merriman who responded and was like, oh yeah, you're the Donnie Does guy. Like, okay, yeah, you're in.
Yeah, Dave pushed you through immediately. What was that, 2016, 2015?
20, yeah, I think it was 20. It was like towards the end of 2016. And then my first day I officially started working for Barstool was like February 1st, 2017. That was, I think if I had actually had to do the full Barstool Idol competition, I don't know if I would have won. Cause like,
but that's why you like build up your portfolio.
Yeah. That's why it's great to have a backlog. Cause when I walked in, like Portnoy was like, oh, you already have a big backlog. We've shared like 4 or 5 of your videos in the past. You don't have to do this whole competition. Like, you can have a job. And I was like, oh, sweet. And then I just left without like putting pen to paper or getting a contract. Yeah. And I was like, oh shit, I should have probably like signed something. Cause then I was just like trying to follow up with Dave for like 2 weeks.
That's how,
no response. And I was like, fuck, I think I should have just sealed the deal there. Now I don't know if I'm ever going to hear back from him.
Wait, and then didn't you go back to China?
Yeah. Cause I pitched him. Yeah. Cause like a lot of the videos they had shared were from China. And so I pitched him. I was like, I will move back to China and just make content for Barstool Sports out in Asia.
Did you have any thoughts of maybe going like India or somewhere else foreign instead?
No, I kind of like at that point I still had a lot of friends out in Shanghai. I had recently met a girl who was out in Shanghai who is now my wife.
Oh,
hell yeah.
And so I was like, that's a good home base. And I pitched them on a lot of ideas of things I knew I could do in China.
Got it.
So I didn't want to and I was like, if those videos go well, then it's like I could always go to other countries and film content.
How did you meet your wife out there?
At a house party, actually.
Nice.
Yeah. And believe it or not, they have, I guess, an apartment party. But yeah.
Well, was it random running into another English speaker out there?
No, you would go to some parties. They would be girls from all over the world. Like
gotcha.
As I said, like depending on what bar you were hanging out at, like it could feel like you were in the US, it could feel like you were in France.
And then, wife, is she American or is she from
yeah, so she has had kind of like a crazy backstory too, but her dad is from Queens.
Nice.
Yep. New Yorican from Queens. Her mom was born and raised in Ireland. and they both met while they were working in Saudi Arabia.
Holy shit.
So she lived in Saudi Arabia until she was 6 or 7, and then what was that about?
6, 7.
Oh yeah, until she was 6, 7, and then went to the UK for maybe 5 years, and then went to high school and college in South Carolina.
Okay.
Wow.
She actually went to Clemson, which is
That's
wild.
crazy small world. Hell yeah.
And that's actually how we started talking at the party, because at that point I met her when I was back in China just for like a month seeing friends and doing some work, but I was living in Clemson at the time.
Yeah.
She got too cold. You
And-
gave her your Susie.
And we started, so it's like, as you say, it's like Clemson, that's one of the low points of my life, but
Full circle.
full circle. I ended
Yeah.
up meeting my wife who went to Clemson.
That's crazy how the world works.
Yes.
It's insane. We screened a couple calls, and there's like a fate one that's like a similar story to this.
Yeah.
I want to play it soon. We'll get to voicemails in a second, guys. But I'm trying to think. So you've been here for 9 years. I feel like right now you guys have a hit show. Drop a pin.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone check it out. Drop a pin. What made you guys want to start doing that? I talked to Chaps a little bit about it, and he was saying like it was a tough decision for him to stop doing Zero Dark 30, and that's what it is, right?
Yeah, it was
Zero Blog 30.
Zero Blog
sorry.
30. I think he was looking for something to do other than Zero Blog 30, but like, because he had been doing that for so long, and really wanted to do something else, but was like, okay, this is my like main job right now. I can't just go tell Dave, hey, I'm not doing Zero Blog 30, which
Right.
kind of is the main thing I do. So for me, it was all came down 100% to me having a kid. Because I've always done travel content. Like most of my content that I've done has not been filmed in the office. It's always been when I'm on the road, and then I'll come back. I'll do the editing. I'll put out like a series of 6 to 10 videos, and then I would do another trip and repeat. But like once I found out I was having a kid, I was like, I might not be able to be like on the road that much. So like I need some content coming out, even if I'm not traveling for 6 months or something like that. And I had always had the idea to do a travel podcast, and I had done like a couple trial runs in the past, but never really had the time to be kind of like putting out these vids as well as a podcast on the side. But yeah, so I think I mentioned it to the production side of things at Barstool. They were like, yeah, we think this is a great idea. And then I was just on the Gulf Sim one day, and Chaps was down there taking some hacks too. And I like mentioned the idea that I was going to start a travel pod. And he kind of like made it clear that if I like ever needed any help or anything or a host, and he was like, I would even help produce. Cause at that point, I think he was producing Zero Blog 30 cause they didn't like have a producer, and they would just do it on,
StreamYard?
Yeah. On StreamYard, like very simple setup. And he was like, he had been podcasting for so long. I didn't have a lot of experience podcasting. So I was like, if I do start a pod, I might be like jumping in the deep end if I try doing a solo pod right after, like right off the bat. It's always nice having some co-hosts. And he was really gung ho about it. And he was like, I've been to a lot of countries. I don't have a lot of like quote unquote travel experiences, because most of my travel was in the military, where you're kind of like on assignment, on base. But
you get to really enjoy it out there.
He didn't get to like kind of like explore on his own as much as he would have liked, but he's like, travel something I would love to do more of. And he was already doing the trivia questions. And I would say like maybe like half of those questions were like geography based at the time. We decided to team up for that.
Yeah, props to you guys. You're always like handling your own social, doing editing. You were one of the first content people who I feel like was just always producing their own shit
100%
from the start too.
And I don't want to gas you up anymore, but every production meeting, every social meeting that we're in, they use you guys as like the pillar of how you guys hey guys, make sure you tell your talent to start posting stuff on their own, like start telling them to do this. Hey, shape your show, shape things, do stuff outside of the podcast to grow it towards the podcast, like drop a pin. So like every other week you hear drop a pin and like your way to follow. So I don't know if they've
like
ever
you guys
told
weren't
that,
even
but,
waiting
like,
around like we need a social person. You just do it.
No, you just do it.
Yeah. Chaps has like really been crushing all the social clips and stuff, and like we kind of just, once we started seeing the success he was having with the around the office, we were like, what are some other simple social ideas we can do? And like, you know, once we see a concept that works, we'll kind of just keep like hammering that for a few months and then maybe try something else. But Chaps has been super helpful, because even though like when I really didn't know Chaps that well at all when we were starting Drop a Pin. So it's kind of like daunting. Okay, I'm now doing a podcast with a guy who like we've had like 5 conversations in the past.
Right.
But he was really looking for something else to do. He was like, I've just been talking about the military and politics day in, day out. I would love something where I don't have to talk about that every day. And so like right off the bat, it became clear that like he wanted to make Drop a Pin his like #1 priority. Yeah. Where if I had like asked some other people in the office, like, oh, do you want to do this travel pod with me? I'm sure some people would say yes, but it might have been their like 3rd priority or something, because they've got some other shows that definitely have to take precedent.
Yeah, no, I think it's about finding like somebody that is not delusional as you, but like making it as a priority to like, have it go right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Do you have a white whale for Drop a Pin? I know you had Ken Burns.
I once made a list of white whales, but it was kind of a joke on just like fat white people that I would have on.
Did I make the list?
Well, you have now been on the pod before, but no, in terms of fat white people,
Beluga butts.
It was.
Oh my God! Don't call me beluga.
You called yourself white whale first. I heard Chicago got some more belugas.
Action Bronson. I feel like he'd be a solid.
Well,
guest.
so like honestly, what would you look? Would you look for someone who is the most traveled? Like, what would a white whale look like for a travel show?
Yeah, it would be actually just someone who doesn't necessarily have to be the most well-traveled, but someone who's got an insane travel story, or something insane has happened to him, like, and would love to hear it from him. I mean, Action Bronson has done a travel show in the past. Yeah. I'm also a fan of his music, and I've never tried his food. He looks like a good cook, but I don't think he's the biggest fan of Barstool, so I don't know if that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was some beef way back in the day where like he went on KFC radio and KFC asked him about his beef with.
I thought this was
Ghostface
the chicken
Killah.
restaurant.
Because there was like some beef between him and Ghostface Killah. People accused Action of sounding like Ghostface Killah, but at that point the beef had like died out and it was kind of like a moot point. But KFC brought it up and Action like threatened to throw him through a wall.
What the hell?
This is like a clip. You can find it online. He was like, I'm about to throw you through this fucking wall or something like that.
All right, we're gonna play the clip right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll help him get on Drop a Pin.
Yeah.
Resurface it.
Yeah, actually, never mind. I'm not playing the clip.
Okay, yeah. So there are like I would like to. There's a.
Yeah, like, who are some like modern day Bourdains?
Who is the modern day Bourdain?
Or someone in that sphere.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. They've tried to find a lot of replacements that like haven't
like
really
Rick
made the
Steves
cut.
What's his name?
Rick Steves.
Yeah, Rick Steves. Yeah.
Shout out Rick Steves. I have a friend who was at his daughter's wedding, and so I got the contact or something. I reached out to his manager, and his manager was like, "Sorry, he doesn't have time to come on your pod."
Fuck.
So we got shaded by Rick Steves. Rick Steves is kind of like the Bourdain for people that are 50 plus or something, 60 plus. I don't know. He's more, but yeah, he was kind of like the OG travel guy. I'm trying to think who would be.
It's all right.
We never did we ever pick white whale? I think mine would be for this show would be
Frank. Who?
No, Dr. Drew.
That wasn't a fat joke.
Dr.
Frank
Drew.
has denied
what
us
about
several times.
Dr. Phil?
I would love Dr. Phil on the show. Dr.
Yeah,
Phil would be great.
I've listened to
He'd
Phil
be
on
shocking you
Rogan.
within the first 15 minutes. You'd be the new bad Barbie.
You are a real problem.
Catch me outside.
Catch me outside then, Dr. Phil. How about that?
I'm trying to. So I personally, I don't consume a ton of travel content, and I think I do it because like, I originally I wasn't consuming a lot of travel content because I was like, I'll subconsciously start to copy some of it, or like I'll take some of their ideas. Now I kind of wish I had like, you know that show, An Idiot Abroad? It was
Is it on TLC?
Ricky Gervais produced show.
That sounds familiar.
Very funny show. And it was his friend, like Karl Pilkington, who had like never been outside the UK, and they would send him to these like exotic countries, and you just like see his reactions. A great show. I watched a couple episodes, and I thought the show was so good that I was like, I don't want to keep watching it because I'll probably just start to copy some aspects of it.
Pull a bussin'.
But then I'm kind of pissed. I should have watched it more because he did an episode in China, and this is when I was living in China. There's like an entire like midget amusement park. I don't know if you're supposed to say the M word these days, but there's like a little people amusement park out in China where he went.
Little people is way worse than
A little people, and I was like, that I should have investigated that while I was living in China.
They
it looks
hate
insane.
Munchkin too.
Munchkin.
Can't say
I would
that.
no. I'm not calling anybody a Munchkin.
Don't say it again.
You know who? After having this conversation, I really, really want to send Deutsch to Shanghai to be a English teacher.
I mean, Deutsch he would thrive.
He would crush it.
No,
Yes.
there's no way
Why?
I would be so overwhelmed.
I don't think so. I think you'd be.
I couldn't
just fine.
handle middle school phys ed. I was thinking about going back to school to be a phys ed teacher when I was like 24, 25.
Is that how you shorten phys ed? I'm pretty sure it's PE. No?
Yeah, you can do PE
Phys ed?
or phys
I've never
ed.
heard phys ed.
Phys education.
Yeah.
Um,
All right.
Other teachers they heard how out of control the class was. Other teachers had to run from the other side of the school to like calm the kids down. Kids were in the corners pretending to beat off.
Yeah,
They were-
American students got to be the worst.
Yeah,
Were the Chinese students bad though?
Betts was forced to take math class in a basement. He was so bad.
Yeah, that is true. I had to take basement classes my last year.
I would say as a whole, Chinese, the kids weren't bad, but I had to private tutor this kid once, and he was probably like 6, and I was offered a lot of money. Like, so I went to their house. They lived in this mansion in this gated community on a golf course in Shanghai, and that kid was the most spoiled, rotten kid I have ever seen in my life.
I can imagine.
Yeah, especially because they call it little emperor syndrome, because in China it was the one child policy for a while.
Yeah.
So like even though they no longer have the one child policy, families are still only having one kid because they're like, it's too expensive to have two.
Do you think that there are as many people in China that they say there are? You know how they say that the population keeps growing, but mathematically it doesn't make sense with the one child policy?
When did that policy go out of date?
They only got rid of it probably like not too long ago.
It was kind of recent.
But
Yeah,
but
like-
people still aren't having more than one kid because they're like, it's too expensive. But it leads to like, I feel like, I don't know, it was in like the 90s, early 2000s. A lot of Chinese people got very rich very fast when they like opened up to the rest of the world. And then they just, so it's like, they don't know what to do with all the money. So they just shower it on their one child. And you'll like
Little Emperor
meet some
syndrome. I
insanely
like that.
spoiled Chinese kids.
That's nuts.
Like I put my apartment up for Airbnb over COVID because like I got locked out of China during COVID. I came home for the holidays and then COVID broke out in China and I was like, I'm not going back.
Yeah.
And then they just closed the border. But I was still paying rent on a place in China. So I put it up for Airbnb and I think I had a little emperor stay in my spot. And my Huai, actually this was Gaoai. These were like a Chinese maid. That was a sick part about living in China.
You
is
always
that
had a maid?
you could have a maid and it would be around like $5 an hour.
Whoa.
And if you had like roommates, you're sharing that with a couple people.
Yeah, it's a steal.
So yeah, you have like a maid that would come to your house at least twice a week.
That's
Damn.
so nice.
And she came to my apartment after this person had stayed, and it was like there were just cigarette butts all over the floor, nitrous canisters. I guess they were taking whippets.
Oh
Come
my
on,
God.
clean up at least.
And so I started a group chat like with like the lady who stayed at my place and my cleaning lady, and I was like, you completely vandalized my apartment. What's your problem? And she started talking so much shit. She was like, I don't care. And then she started talking to my maid and she was like, I don't care what this country bumpkin says. Like,
Oh my God.
Jeez.
yeah. And I was like, that's a textbook Little Emperor. I think I wrote a blog about it, maybe got deleted off the site, but
Shout out, Nate.
the blog, it was a very intense headline that probably wouldn't fly these days. I was like, does this...
Like, what the
I
hell's a
posted
Little
a
Emperor?
photo of her because we had like one photo of her from when she booked the Airbnb
Jesus.
like on the blog. And I was like, does this look like the face of... I don't know. I said some horrible things.
Viva la stool, bitch.
Yep.
I love that. Should we get into voicemails?
Let's do it.
I think we went a little
Yes.
bit over, but that's
Yeah, yeah,
totally
yeah.
fine. All right. We have some voicemails today. Actually, when we screened them, very good voicemails today.
Let's
Okay.
go.
I got yelled at. I got one quick grind my gears before we go, and I got a DM from a former listener now who won't listen to the show anymore. Former listener that said that I was a dick to him every time he called in. This was the guy that called in about dating girls too young and too old. He didn't know.
Yeah.
And then the other one was the I don't know shit about fuck quote.
You're being a little emperor, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess so.
I just found my original tweet about the Airbnb, and I have a photo of the girl.
Oh my God. That looks like an AI photo.
Let me see.
Put my Shanghai. This was before AI, I think. This was in 2020. I don't know. I go, put my Shanghai apartment on Airbnb. This whore just trashed it. The way she left the place would make Johnny Manziel blush. Blog incoming. And I think that was the title of my blog too. It was just like, does this look like a whore who just trashed my apartment?
I love that. That's awesome.
Dude.
All right. Let's get into these voicemails. I'm excited.
Yes.
Let's see it.
All right, our first call is from the big man up north.
All right.
All right, boys. It's your
I
big
thought you
man
meant Santa.
up north in Canada, Lazy Goat. And I got a big question for the fellas. Is it normal that even when you're 100% in love and want to make your girlfriend your wife,
Okay.
your brain still occasionally screams, is this the right decision? Like, I'm stuck. I've never felt more correct in my entire life, but I don't know what to do. Is it because I have anxiety? Is it because I have cold feet? Or am I just not in the right headspace? Love you, Deutsch. Love you, Danny. Mikey Betts. I can't wait for you a max win
He doesn't love you.
with Drake. Anyways, boys,
Next one with Drake.
I love my girl.
Drake.
I want to lock her down.
Drake?
And I want to be like Mikey Betts one day.
Aw.
You
An
don't,
absolute
you don't
PIMP.
love this guy.
Best girl in the industry.
I think.
Sorry, industry, I mean,
He
Yeah,
keeps
wait, hold
going.
on.
Oh.
fuck me, I'm in trouble. Love you, boys.
I think the callers finally found out the rhythm of me saying that they're good voicemails is just complimenting me at the end of every voicemail.
Yeah.
But what he said that even though he's 100% in love, he still has a doubt in the back of his head, basically.
Yeah. Are you 100% in love then?
I think that's completely normal. It's like
yeah.
it's a very nerve-wracking thing to do.
No matter what, you're always going to have this anxiety, and I think that that comes with like self-sabotage, kind of like, am I sure I want to get through this? It's just like bad thoughts that come into anything right before you get nervous about any big change in life. Big changes are risks in life that you're always, I think that's just in human DNA to be a little cautious and judgmental before you get into something like this, changing your life forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when I got, I had a skin tag right here one time. A really nasty skin tag. And I remember, like, I would always get made fun of it. People would always say, "Let's cut it off and throw it on the grill." And it was so big.
Fuck?
It was so nasty. But I remember I went to go get it removed, and I was freaking out. I had like a panic attack. Like, am I sure I want to get this removed? My body's gonna change forever. Who might be coming? And once I got it removed, I was like, "Oh my God, this is such a good feeling. Why'd I ever have those thoughts before?" I think he's having the same thing. You know?
Keep the umbilical cord on. I don't know
Was
if
it
I
the
want-
size of like a pepperoni?
Bro, it was
How big
bigger.
was
It
it?
was bigger than a pepperoni.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, my friends, the first time they saw it at Bonnaroo, I took my shirt off.
What would
and they're
be
like,
wo-
"Oh God!" It was like a little hanging piece of meat. I had to get it cut off. It
What
was
would be
nasty.
a single pro about keeping that?
Just it wasn't
Just so your
that.
friends could laugh at it?
No, it was like, this has been a part of my body forever. It's not going to be in my body anymore. This is a huge change in my life. I was freaking the fuck out. And then when I got it off, I was like, oh my God, best feeling ever. So, just like this guy in his marriage.
Yeah.
Just
you know?
like that.
I would like to know how old he is, because I feel like if you're in your early 20s or even mid 20s, and if you're in a really happy relationship, you can also just continue being in a happy relationship.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to pop the question. You could also just be in a relationship for another 4 years.
Yeah, and he said he's 100% in love with her, so I'm assuming like he's just thinking this out of nowhere. But what if he saw like, I don't know, a minor red flag or something? What if they got in a disagreement and that's why he's saying, "Is she the one?"
I feel like, yeah, maybe if that is true, then he's holding something back that he didn't say in the voicemail. Like, maybe there is a reason to have a doubt.
Probably overthinking it, but think to yourself, why am I thinking this way right now?
Yeah. And I don't want to scare him even more, but yeah, this is a huge
The skin
change in
tag
your
was
life.
enough.
Yeah, the skin tag got him. Yeah, it's a huge changing moment in your life. It's a huge risk, You can't say it's not a risk because you are choosing to be with a woman that you're going to be with hopefully for the rest of your life. So yeah, of course it's okay for your brain to race and have these thoughts. It's not a bad thing, and it's not normal.
Yeah. And it's kind of like, I think with the thing that finally got me to pop the question instead of just continuing to be in a relationship was like, oh, I would like a family at some point, and like,
Yeah.
I guess I would like to be like married first before starting a family.
Yeah.
But there are, like some people just feel like the moment they've got a good relationship going, they're like, okay, we got to get married. It's like,
Yeah,
you
so you
don't
could wait a little bit.
necessarily,
Yeah, you could test out the waters. And I also think age plays a huge factor too for people.
Mhm.
Like the settle down effect. Like, oh my God, I'm 35. I got to find somebody. And then like you don't find the right person. You just get married just to say you got married.
Yeah.
And then you're fucked and your life is over.
Like down south, I feel like there's a lot of pressure to just, lock someone down, get married right after college.
I say it all the time. The Christians get married so quick. It's insane.
Yeah, they're in a rush.
They're in a rush. When they know, they know. But,
Well, it's like back to the thing we were talking about
Skin
straight
tag?
out of college.
Oh.
Skin tags, I guess, can apply to this. Straight out of college, you assume you have to have a career. For like them, it's straight out of college, you assume you have to have a wife.
Yeah,
Yep.
100%. All right, we got another call. Deutsch, you looked a little scared over there. Is everything all right?
The skin tag, bro.
Yeah, that skin tag. I never would have.
If you could compare it to like an animal's tail.
That's one story I never would have fucking brought up.
Yeah,
on
it was
this,
fucking
but
nasty, bro.
I appreciate it.
Is there a
Yep.
scar?
Do you have it in a scrapbook somewhere at home?
It was in a tube, like a vial. It was like a
Oh.
wet vial. They gave it to me.
A wet,
After
A wet
a wet
vial.
vial.
yeah,
You gotta keep this thing moist.
Yeah.
yeah, it was fucking
Shove it
nasty.
up your
dude.
ass.
It was huge.
You don't want to dry skin tag, I
Suppository.
guess.
Give it back to the body.
All right, our next voicemail is
It's a living organism still. Sorry, go on.
a question for Wonton.
This is for Don with maybe a little assist from Za. But my dream vacation is to do an African safari. What's your recommendation for the amount of days and the best way to do it in a safe manner and what economical? Thanks.
Have you ever been to Africa?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
I have been to Africa. I actually went abroad to Africa as well.
Really?
Yeah. And then I went back with Za, and then I went back with Billy Football twice.
Oh yeah, for Uganda.
coach
For
football.
the Uganda
Mhm.
football team.
Yeah, that is a good question because safaris can be, insanely expensive, but there are ways to do them like on a budget. Yeah, the first time I ever did do something like a safari, that's when I was in college and I was with the family. So I don't really know the financials about that. And then when I went back with Za, we were able to expense it, but we used Za's cousin or Za's uncle, Fuzz. He like rented a car and we kind of just drove with him. We drove into these parks and he was like our guide. That's definitely the cheapest way to do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, aren't there guys who kind of just offer it on the low? I think of it like the guys screaming like, "I'm an Uber" outside of an airport.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
This is not an Uber, but if it's still gonna get me to the place I need to get,
I'll get there. Yeah.
because that kind of sounds like it.
Yeah, I
You could
feel
just
like,
take a car into the safari.
yeah,
You don't have a
There's a
certain
line.
permit or
yeah,
anything.
certain parks, yeah, and then you can just like
Roll the windows up.
reserve a campsite, and then you're just in the car. I don't recommend getting out of the car, unless you're at the tent. But like, we would even have like elephants walking through our campsite. Yeah, I think you're gonna have to DM Za about this one, but I can tell you spots to go. Some of the best spots like northern Botswana, they got the Okavango Delta and Chobe National Park, which has like the most elephants anywhere in the world. They're like squirrels. Just driving down the street, you'll see them everywhere. And then the
Elephants and squirrels.
No, I'm saying that like
As populous.
elephants are like the squirrels of that part of Botswana.
Oh,
They're just
holy
all
shit,
over the
really?
place. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
fuck.
We got an elephant in our attic, honey.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And then there's that whole Tanzania, Kenya, which is like the Serengeti or something like that. And then there's Kruger National Park, which is in South Africa. That might be the easiest one to do, just flying to South Africa. And because I think Kruger is sort of like fenced in and you can kind of just do self-driving safaris. But I haven't done enough research. I just know that they can be the most insanely expensive thing you've ever done, or you can find ways to do it on a budget.
Is it always a multi-day trip?
A safari?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're flying all the way to Africa, I recommend.
I'm
at
saying
least
like you're
staying at-
going through the.
Oh yeah, so they'll have these
long?
like lodges, and some of that's the thing. It's like some of these safari lodges in the park will be like super 5-star, where you can like they'll have like a pool where you can overlook hippos and elephants like grazing and stuff like that, and it's all you can eat, all you can drink at these resorts. Or they kind of have these campsites in the safari parks, or these little, not necessarily a campsite, but a cabin that might have like running water and a bathroom. Which
I
would
don't
be
know
a
if there
lot
was an
cheaper.
option where it's just like I just want to take a lap, see a couple lions and elephants,
Yeah, you can do that in some parks. I think.
like Magic
Okay.
Kingdom shit.
Like if you go to Kruger, you can be like, all right, I'm just gonna go for one day, drive through the park, and leave.
People getting eaten on those a lot ever. I feel like we don't hear a lot. But
Yeah.
There was a crazy story in China. They had this safari park, and they filled it with like lions and stuff. And it was a guy, his wife, and his mother-in-law. And the mother-in-law was like, I got to use the bathroom or something like that. For some reason, got out and this is all on video. You can watch the video. She got attacked by a lion, and then his like wife ran out to save the mother-in-law, and she got dragged away too.
Jeez, I'd rather show the Action Bronson clip.
yeah. I don't know if we need to include that clip, but yeah, I'm sorry I can't be more helpful, but
I think that was helpful enough.
I would recommend it. And it's actually, fun fact is, safari is on Dave Portnoy's bucket list before he died.
Really?
I think that's like that might be the only thing left on his bucket list.
It does seem cool.
Yeah.
That'd be very fun. I've always wanted to do a safari.
So the guy just sat in the Jeep and watched two of his bigger issues just get dragged away.
Heel boy.
Did he just stay in the
Yeah, he
in
was
I
the
just
think he
Jeep?
chilling?
did.
That's fucking. I got to see this video. now.
Yeah. Can we like watch the video on the pod?
I
I don't think we can for multiple
Yeah,
reasons.
yeah, I don't think we
Human dying,
No, but
copyright.
I just want to make sure I got the facts right.
So we did a
so this was
blanket
a
disclaimer before the show.
The victim.
I'm sure that's happened at some point.
So yeah, I was pretty spot on. A woman in her 30s named Zhao stepped out of her private vehicle inside the open air tiger enclosure. And then she got attacked, and then her 57-year-old mother exited the vehicle to rescue her daughter and was mauled to death by a second tiger.
Oh my god.
A tiger?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
Yeah,
we were talking
oh, yeah, no,
lions.
we're talking tigers.
Yeah,
And she
tigers.
was popping a squat. It was a very vulnerable state against a tiger.
Guess
Yeah.
they're in the mood for Chinese.
Oh,
Is that can you say that?
Yeah, now you did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It
Soon.
works.
Okay.
Love that.
I'll allow it.
All right, let's get to another voice
The
note.
resident Chinese guy here.
All right. Next caller is asking for some advice on content creation.
Okay.
Hey guys, it's astronaut. I'm just calling because I want to start making content, and I honestly don't really have the equipment, but just need some words of encouragement. I've got it figured out how to get there. I just need the confidence built up. So, any advice, guys? Thanks. Love the show.
Appreciate it. I think anybody who says they don't have the equipment to do content is lying. As
got
long
a
as you have a
phone.
phone, you're good. All you need is a phone and press record and figure out what the fuck you're gonna do. It's pretty easy. People blow up on TikTok all the time just using their phone, and then just being consistent and then being delusional. The confidence part just becomes of being delusional. You could tell anybody. I remember telling all my friends, like, hey, I'm gonna do this. They're like, what's wrong with you? My family was like, go get a real job. Actually, like, focus on your real job. Don't do this. Like, stop. Just be consistent.
Get that
be
thing
delusional.
removed.
What? Yeah, get the skin tag removed.
Please.
And yeah, just keep grinding. And you gotta, in order to keep grinding, you gotta start grinding. So don't make any excuses saying that you don't have equipment, this and that. Just go and do it.
Yeah, I think even if your content is bad, the consistency goes a long way. Like if you were to say like Donnie go on Barstool Idol, them seeing that you've been doing this for years, like Frank actually, better example, like
Yeah.
Sports Encyclopedia.
Talking to
Maybe
nobody.
no one was reading it,
Yeah.
but he still was doing it every single day and showed his consistency.
I'm convinced Papa Best is going to get a job here one day because of how many videos he pushes out.
we're
consistently.
on update 156 post hair transplant.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
very consistent.
Yeah, very consistent.
Also, shout out Captain Bugman. He was saying you showed him an incredible time at Lake Tahoe.
I did show him the ropes in Lake Tahoe. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, I just got to like live out like all of my Barstool fantasies, and like at the end of the day, it's all thanks to you for bringing me on Baldstool.
Yeah, hell yeah. No,
But,
he had
so thanks for showing him a good time out there.
Of course, yeah, he had a great time. He was in the room with me when I beat Dexter Fowler and Devontae Adams in beer pong. So I'm glad he got to be there as a witness. It was a great time. Shout out Bugman, the best.
We'll have to talk to him, make sure that story checks out.
I believe he called in. He also got little buddied by Zach LaVine, which furthered my hate.
Oof, what was he doing there?
Zach LaVine was there for the golf event, and dude, Zach LaVine, fucking too cool for school guy.
Is that the Workaholics guy?
No, Zach LaVine, a former Chicago Bull, current Sacramento King, but Buckman is from Sacramento, so he went up to Zach LaVine. He goes, "Hey, Zach, big fan." He goes, "Thanks, little buddy."
Thanks, little buddy.
And Little just walked away. What a fucking dick. You're thinking of Adam Devine.
Yes, I am.
Devine, yeah.
Yeah, but if you're taller, like if you're past a certain height, are you allowed to call people little buddy?
Little buddy's crazy.
Little
even buddy would be enough.
Yeah.
Little buddy's nuts.
Buddy, I would hate
little
getting
buddy?
buddied. Yeah, but little buddy is insane.
Little buddy's reserved for like 6 and under.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's fucked up.
Yeah.
It was so fucked up. But
Yeah,
shout out Bugman.
I'd rather you call me a cocksucker than little buddy.
I call people buddy purposely, knowing like I don't like you. Like, all right, what's up, buddy? Like,
Noted.
Yeah. I never called you buddy.
What you called it to Deutsch's dad?
I didn't.
That's true.
I didn't mean to.
That
That's
is
his name.
How did he get that name? Or is that his actual name
His real name's Friend.
on his birth certificate?
He was adopted, and then Santa found him, and then just named him Buddy.
His real name's Oliver, and I think my grandmother was trying to push Ollie. I think he was getting made fun of for Ollie, so she implemented Buddy, so he wouldn't get bullied, I guess.
Okay.
My mom tried to
the older
do
kids.
MJ for me, and I didn't think of it as Michael Jordan. I thought of MJ as the Spider-Man girl, and my mom would always try to call me MJ, and I was like, "Stop calling me
That's
MJ."
a crazy word association. Being from Chicago,
I
You
know, but
associate
I was-
MJ with
I was
MJ
fucking
Watson.
6 years old.
Why? Because they were calling you Michelle.
Yeah, so she wanted me to go by MJ for like Mikey Jr., and then just I never wanted it. And then my mom tried to start Bubba. I was like, what the fuck is Bubba?
no.
Bubba would have been
Although
incredible.
you look like a Bubba.
My
Yeah.
first gamer tag was Bubba42 on Xbox.
But
yeah.
that's like a nickname your high school football coach gives you.
Yeah, my mom tried to give it to me. She's like, "Oh, you look like a Bubba." It's like, yo,
Just say I
chill.
look fat.
Yeah, tough.
You could pull off a Bubba though.
Should I just go by Bubba Betts?
Bubba Bet. Bubba Bets.
Bubba Betts.
You should go by skin tag, honey.
Oh, come on. That shit grew in high school. It was crazy.
I can't get over that.
I'll show you guys. I have to have a picture of that thing.
Burn it.
Yeah, I don't need to see that.
Bubba Bets.
What do we got?
Bubba Sparks.
All right, next caller. Apparently they got fatfished.
Oh no.
Oh.
What do you do if you meet a guy on
Oh, I thought it was
Hinge
going to be a guy.
and you make the mistake of inviting him over to your apartment and it turns out he's 50 pounds heavier than what he showed? You know, like, I got fatfished. What would you do? Just ghost? Or I feel bad?
Oh fuck.
Wow.
I was really expecting it to be a guy for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I didn't even think chicks like cared if a guy was fat.
It's about personality.
Yeah, fucking liars.
Yo, Hinge meeting on Hinge automatically invited them to your house. That's seemed like you were just trying to fuck anyways.
Here's
Fuck them and kick them
Yeah,
out.
maybe meet in a third-party location.
Here's
Yeah.
my
A neutral
dilemma.
territory.
Aggressive.
My dilemma is I forgot my dilemma actually, but my dilemma is being fat. These girls edit their photos on Instagram all the time. They like Facetune. Have you found? Did you hear about this Facetune?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
These girls are Facetuning. I remember like trying to make myself skinnier with Photoshop, but you can see the circles
Yes.
like in like 6th grade. One time I did it so much that my ear was like widened up and like people could tell. Now the girls are Facetuning, no problem. I think guys Facetuning or posting in old photos fucked up. But I'm like, well, it's kind of fair game if you guys are going to Facetune all your Instagram photos and then you go out and see them in real life and they look nothing like that.
Yeah, I wonder how he deceived her though. Was his face looking fat? Because it's easy to crop like a beer belly, without making it look like you're
Yeah.
purposely cropping. And 50 pounds over.
Did she get
I don't
get
know.
him on the scale?
Oh, I
Yeah,
mean, I
right?
think it's pretty easy. You can gain a lot of weight in 3 to 5 years. He was probably just posting older photos.
For sure.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
But like
That's
in
what I
order
would
for a
do.
girl to care, I feel like he would have to show up with like a double chin, you know? It would
Yeah.
have to be more than just like a beer gut. I don't know.
What if he posted his photos from 2022 and now
Yeah.
he's gained 10 pounds a year the last
I'll
4
say,
or 5 years?
I'll say this in defense of guys. I feel like it's an accidental catfish just because guys don't be taking pictures like that.
True.
Like that's
True.
just all they have in their arsenal. If they had a more updated one, they'd probably put it, but you're not asking your boy to take a picture for you.
Maybe there needs to be a rule on these dating apps where you need to have a new updated picture every 6 months.
At this point, we might as well just have weight in the bio if it's such an issue.
Yeah, I think it'd be okay to ask guys to put weight in their bios, but you're not asking chicks to put weight in their bios.
Right. But
I
you're
think it
right.
should
I didn't
be.
think girls.
I think weight should be required. I think weight should be required.
I think it should be too.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't. That's not going to happen.
Well, maybe for a girl who cares about a guy's weight, then like it goes.
Remember
both ways,
how mad that girl got at me because I said like if you're over 50. Oh no, she was mad that I called the girl a slut or something, right?
Yeah.
The girl who's been with over 100 guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do agree. Probably when you're using one of the apps, like don't like meet at either their house or your house the first time.
Yeah, that's always been weird to me. Even when I was single and I was on the apps, I would never meet them at my house.
And like I don't even know if it's weird. It's just like tell me you want to just fuck tonight without telling me.
I remember. Never mind. I'm gonna cut this, but I remember one time I was on the app and there was this like girl. I was in Carroll Stream or Westmont doing a class at COD, and it was like a 4-hour class, and like you got like a little half-hour break, and she wanted to come give me a blowjob at in my car
During the half-hour
during
break.
the half-hour break. So I said yes.
What are we gonna do with the other 29 minutes?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. But she was like 400 pounds.
Okay, we're not cutting this.
Are you being like a little exaggerating when you say 400?
400
she was
is fucking huge.
She was about 250, light skin girl. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is COD? You said you were
College
taking
of
a class?
DuPage. It's a junior college that I took for half a semester. and
Okay.
then I dropped out after the blowjob.
What type of class?
Unrelated, completely related.
What type of class were you taking? there?
This
Is this
was
like
ethics 101. Yeah. Yeah.
African American studies.
Yeah. Or
Ethics
was it
101.
Western philosophy or something like that? I forgot which one it was, but it was one of those dumb classes, and not dumb, but one of those classes that is not going to get me a career anywhere.
Okay.
And it was a good class though, but I dropped out. So
After you found the love of your life.
no, I was just like, what am I doing? And
Did you ever go to college, like a full?
No,
Get a college degree?
not a college guy.
Yeah.
Post nut clarity was so bad you dropped out.
I was supposed to go to New York for college, and my mom needed help back home, so I just came back home and helped her pay some bills and worked here. So
Nice.
I do think it's kind of so. You obviously don't need a college degree to work here.
no,
And then out in China, I knew a lot of people that didn't have a college degree and like ended up, finding some solid jobs
Yeah.
out there. But in the U.S., it's tough without a degree.
yeah,
A lot of and I don't think that should be the case. I think your experience should matter more than like just a piece of paper that you have.
Also, you could just lie on your resume. Like,
You can definitely lie on
I
your
feel
resume.
like the people that are not lying on the resume these days are just not trying. Isn't that how Epstein became like a billionaire?
Please do not take our advice. We are not
Maybe
professionals.
I do know there's a road in Bangkok, Thailand, where you can just buy a Harvard degree and then just tell people you went to Harvard and just show them a fake degree.
It's not a bad idea. We could have a graphics guy.
That'd be too much. That'd be like
Yeah,
putting,
you don't wanna
putting
say
that you're
Harvard.
30 on a
Yeah.
fake ID.
You don't want to say you went to Harvard, but if you did need like a college degree,
I went to
wh-
COD.
What would be the perfect college to say that's like
COD.
still like good enough, but not like.
There was a movie about this.
You also want it to be a big college, so people can't be like, "Oh, I was your year. I
Right.
probably knew you."
You remember Accepted, the movie Accepted?
Yeah.
I think Jonah Hill was
South
in that.
Harmon Institute of Technology.
Yeah, South
Justin
Harmon.
Long.
Yeah. Justin Long. Yeah, he reminds me of you a lot.
People tell me that, and it's
Oh, really?
rude.
You
Justin
think it's
Long
rude?
No,
is
no, he's the man.
dating Kate Bosworth, right?
Okay, is he? That's better.
That's not a bad comparison.
No, it's not.
I think, yeah,
he's in Dodgeball too. I prefer Dodgeball, Justin Long.
He's a great actor. What
I
about
prefer
the Walrus?
Jeepers Creepers, Justin Long.
Oh, wow.
That's a good one. Have you guys ever seen The Walrus, or is that what it's
called?
called?
It's not called The
Tusk.
Walrus.
Tusk.
Tusk. Oh my God, the ending of that movie like
so fucked
really
up.
fucks
If
me
you guys
up.
have you guys ever seen it?
No, it doesn't sound like I want to.
Deutsch, have you ever seen it?
No.
You would love this movie. This movie.
Yeah, this is right up Deutsch's alley.
About a crazy crazy doctor who like changes humans, and like he basically morphed him into a walrus.
He turned Justin Long into a walrus.
And like his girlfriend and his best friend like come to see him and like feed him fish.
What the fuck?
It was the saddest, like the most fucked up movie I've seen since Human Centipede.
And don't they kiss? Like, don't they kiss in front of him? Just being like, "Ha, you're a walrus now."
What?
And
Yeah,
then you're
yeah.
Like your girlfriend is like fucking someone else.
Yeah,
and
your
you're-
best friend.
Oh my God.
And he was a walrus that lived in a tank.
Back into your disguises.
Oh, it was terrible.
You only know that if you saw the Odyssey.
The Odyssey, yeah.
I feel like Justin Long though. You would reserve the walrus for a fatter man.
No, it was one of the most fucked up movies I've ever seen, called Tusk. You gotta watch it. It's crazy.
Tough sell.
All right, what else?
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, it's awful. You got another one?
All right. Next call is from Tony.
All right, Tony.
Hey, this is Tony Hiddle from Chicago, and
Chicago.
I just wanted to get you guys' opinion. I'm a college student, and I'm working down in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Okay.
And there's this one girl that I've been seeing, and we kind of came to a mutual understanding that, you know, what we had going on was just going to, you know, be like for the summer and then we leave. But I feel like she's catching feelings. I don't really know how to deal with it. You know, she's calling me like babe and all that and whatnot. And,
God forbid.
you know,
God forbid.
What a bitch.
I'm really not about it. So what advice do you have for me? Thank you.
I mean, is her calling your babe the only inclination that she wants something more?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The
No.
babe is not crazy at all, dude. You're being prude a little bit.
I think He's just, if you're not that interested. I feel like guys, for the amount of shit we give women for having their guard up and like, you know, like,
Yeah.
like, oh my
True.
God, these guys lately have been so guarded and they refuse to let their guard down on anything these days. As soon as a little bit of intimacy enters their life, they are just so discarded on every single aspect. Oh, fuck that. No way. I don't want to get tied down. Who cares? These guys are so afraid of intimacy these days. It blows my brains out.
Babe is crazy. Like you call some of your buddies babe.
I call Deutsch babe from time to time. Yeah. Who cares?
I think it's been a general topic of guys being like, "Oh, I only wanted a fling, and she wants more." I think like a blanket note, you make it known at the start, and then if you see it like her wanting to get more serious towards the end, maybe a reminder. And then
I just feel like guys like
what else can you do besides cut it off if like you realize that she is not gonna be okay with just being a fling?
But let your guard down a little bit, Tony. Just
I don't
let your
think
guard
letting
down.
her call you babe is even letting your guard down.
I think it is to
Yeah.
some, like maybe he had some relationship before that has him so like fucking tight.
Yeah, it seems like he's
you know?
really not into this chick.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that he's like, if he's already worried, he's like, oh man, she's gonna like.
Yeah,
she's
he's
gonna
having
get
sex
too
with her, but
attached.
call me babe. That's where things start to get too serious.
I mean, is he? Yeah, I don't know. Do you think it's worth for him to like bring it up? Like,
No, I feel like it's not worth to bring it up. I feel like you just stop talking to her if you don't like her calling you babe.
Yeah,
But if
'cause
you're gonna continue to talk to her, you're obviously entertaining it, and unless you're just horny, which fair.
I'm trying to think, what is he most concerned about? That like the end of August is going to come around, and he's going to be like, all right, we're kind of done here, and that it's going to like cause a lot of drama. 'Cause at
Yeah,
that point,
it
she's,
depends.
so
Like,
attached.
are they still? Is he just like there for a
She's-
job? Are they both living in the same place? They're destined to see each other in the fall, anyways. Also, I think you should clarify. Like, does her calling him babe really mean she wants something more, or it's just like a throwaway? Hey, babe. I don't think it's. I don't think that's a sign of things getting that serious.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I don't think so.
It depends how long they've been together, though. Does he say? Because if a chick's calling you babe after 2 weeks or something, or 3
Yeah, I mean,
weeks,
yeah.
is that a little too soon?
2 weeks. Yeah, I think that's a little too soon.
Yeah, I guess it depends. Like, if she keeps saying it, if it was just like a one-off like text, be like, "What's up, babe?"
I've been at a point so much now where it's like I don't even. Sometimes I forget my wife's name. I just call her babe so much. So it's just like it's one of those. Like I think I called my wife Kayla the other day. She's like, "What did you just call me?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's the first time I said your name in I don't know how long." It's wild.
Surprised I remembered it.
Yeah, you should be happy. All right, what else we got?
But yeah, maybe just scope out the scene a little more if you're that guy.
Yeah.
Do a little checkpoint check-in. Say, hey, we still on the same page, babe?
All right, another female caller. Good female callers this week.
Hell yeah.
Okay, I need help. So basically, I hooked up with this guy this weekend, and I can't remember what he looks like. Like, I don't know if I blacked out, browned out, but I cannot remember. I think I got Hatfish. He was wearing a hat when I met him, and then I just can't. I have no recollection. He keeps asking me to hang out, but I'm scared he's going to be, like, ugly in real life. But I remember having, like, a good time with him. Help, what do I do? I'm scared he's going to be ugly, and I'm just going to have really bad scaries.
What's the worst case scenario about that though? Like he's just ugly and you go on a date and it doesn't work?
I mean, this is easy. Like throughout the next couple of days of texting, you inadvertently ask him his name or like his last name. Like, how do you spell your last name again or something?
Oh yeah.
And from there, you go on Facebook. You do a little deep dive.
This happens to me all the time. Yeah, you just got to ask for their Instagram.
Right.
Yeah. Or if you can't find them on Instagram, get their like you can find them either on Instagram or Facebook, and you can get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, a little stalking
pretty quickly.
You know what's another good method? It might work better if it was vice versa though. If someone like sends you a TikTok video, it would automatically show up that TikTok user sent you that.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Then from there you can kind of investigate. But if you go on Facebook, Facebook is so revealing. Like people try so much to keep like family off Twitter, Instagram. If you find their Facebook, you're seeing their mom, their dad, their wife.
Every burner that talks shit to me, I will go to the lengths to find their fucking Facebook.
Yeah,
and figure out like everybody
might as well be like their secret file.
There's one guy that was like, oh, his wife probably cheats on him or he's a cuck, and then I go to his Facebook and he's holding a kid that looks nothing like him, and I'm like, yeah, there you go, buddy.
And I think, is she just worried because they've already had sex once? She thinks like if they meet up again, he's gonna be expecting it again, and like
I think she sounds more worried about if she actually wants to pursue this because she doesn't remember if he's hot enough.
Yeah, just
maybe just meet for a casual,
or add the contact in the name. Find out what his thing is on Snapchat. Then it'll go on to people you may know on Facebook. Like,
ooh, there you go.
It's very, 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 very simple. Unless he's off the grid, then you don't want to date him anyways.
Well, like if you don't even know his first name, like you don't even have that starting block. That's easy. That's on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't know the first name or the face,
put the number into
like,
Google. He might have a business or something that's attached to it, and then you can go that way. There's so many ways to find this.
What do you prefer to be called? Any nicknames?
You could also pay like $19.99 a month to figure out the guy's name via number.
Hypothetically speaking,
and maybe try to black out less.
Yeah. I don't black out less. Yeah. She sounded like a kid or a younger girl.
Yeah, you're right. Because I mean, I can relate to those nights of not remembering anything. I think that's like, I still drink, but I think that's a big sign of maturity when you stop blacking out.
Yeah, I can't wait to get there.
I haven't had a hard blackout in a long time.
I definitely dialed it back since having the kid. 100, like it's just like it's not possible. And then like I think the latest I've stayed out since having a kid is like 11:30, 12 o'clock. I don't stay out anymore unless I'm traveling for work.
Now, was the Barstool trip your first time traveling without the wife and kid, or you've had a lot of excuses to travel for like?
Yeah, I've been traveling a lot. Like San Fran, I did that without the kid.
Super Bowl week.
Super Bowl week. Yeah, there's quite a few times. Florida, Jersey, Frank's dad's funeral. I traveled by myself.
Vegas
went by myself.
Yeah.
But the longest besides Vegas was the first time was Turkey, and that was tough because. Yeah, it was just tough, like being away from the wife and kid for that long, for that many days, and you were out there way longer.
Yeah,
and you didn't bring the kid, right?
No,
or the wife. So yeah, it was tough, and especially like I just feel bad, like like leaving her with all of that work, especially when, I'm just out there having a good time, getting a new hair transplant, all that shit, making content. Yeah, so that was tough.
Especially if we ever have another kid, I'll feel like twice as worse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because then at least it's 1-on-1 now. When it's like 1-on-2.
Yeah, you're fucked.
But I do think it's crazy. This is more for any of the married like listeners. Is that I know people and I've had friends that are married with kids, but probably don't have even like a couple nights like on their own, or like haven't had a couple nights on their own in like 3 years.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's actually healthy for the relationship if you have like a couple nights off. Like you have to travel for work for a few days.
Yeah, I think it is.
Or you've got like
as long as you're not a scumbag.
Yeah, as long as you're not doing anything like
there's scumbags
scummy
out there
when you're
that do-
away.
yeah.
I think it's just like a good like reset. And the mom should have that too. But just like having like a couple days to yourself, like I think when you come back, you'll be a better father, a better husband.
Yeah, because you just miss them so much. It's insane.
Yeah.
Like,
You
you're
get
just like,
to.
God damn, I can't wait to see my kid. Even though you're having like the time of your life. Like Turkey, we were having such a good time. Estinove was great, but it is that problem of, I miss my kids, I miss my wife.
Dad guilt.
Stuff. You've traveled with a kid though before, right? Your kid, you've traveled.
I just got back from a trip to Europe with our kid.
How was that?
He did actually surprisingly well on the flights.
How old is he?
He's 17 months.
Oh yeah, our kids are like the same age.
Yeah,
Mine's
around the
18.
same age.
Yeah.
I do think but in general, kind of like being in a big European city in the middle of July when it's hot as balls, like not the most fun.
Yeah.
We were kind of moving around a lot. I feel like if you're going to go on vacation with your kid, it's a lot better to be somewhere kind of like a resort or something like that where you can just post up.
Yeah.
Not really have to be like constantly moving around, or somewhere outdoors where there's like a nice lake, a nice pool, like big open field. Meanwhile, we were in like Venice, which just is a bunch of bridges and stairs and
the
shit
scammers.
like that.
The scammers in Venice are insane.
They are?
You wanna play the cup game with the ball? I got robbed of 500 euros because they scammed me.
I think you're thinking of Venice Beach.
No.
Yeah.
No, this was in Venice. I got scammed over one of the bridges.
Venice, Italy?
Yeah.
So me and my wife like lived in Venice for almost a year when she was working as a teacher there, but I don't think I ever saw people playing a ball game.
No, not a ball. It's like there's 3 cups and then
the 3
Would
cups.
that be
and the
like
ball?
going to New York and be like, man, that like people in Times Square
To
really
be fair-
fucking got me. Like we're just judging it by one look.
My first time in Venice was kind of like after COVID, so
Yeah.
maybe once COVID came around, they got rid of the ball scammers.
No, I went in 2022.
You fell for it again?
I gotta find you the ball scammers. You'll see what I
The
mean.
ball scammer, I've never.
Ball scammers is like because I googled it afterwards. I was like, what the fuck did I just get fucking?
People
scammed?
do that. I know
Here.
people do that in New York City
and in New Orleans.
We had like a class trip, and one of my buddies, his mom gave him like $200 for the week.
Okay,
and he
I just found
he
a-
lost all of it.
Yeah, the Elmo probably took it all in Times Square.
Oh my god.
I just found a video
Yeah,
of a
yeah.
guy doing the ball scam in
Yeah.
Venice. Dude, I did not. For some reason I never saw this, but okay.
So I went to Italy. I got ball scammed in Venice. I got almost pickpocketed in Florence, and my wife got her purse stolen in Rome.
Sounds
Good
about
time.
right.
It was a fun
Sounds
time.
about
Yeah,
right.
Loved Italy.
Let's go.
Loved the motherland.
You had a great time there.
Right before we get into the voicemail. Yeah, but I did take my kid to Florida.
Okay.
And that
yeah.
was a nice little short 3-day trip. We were just wanting to test it out to see how she was on a plane, and that was like, okay, we call her Florida Briella because that's my daughter's name. But like Florida Briella was like the best version of her ever. She was
Yes.
just in the best mood. So
2.5 hour. That's probably like
Yeah.
the perfect
Oh,
flight
yeah.
length if you have a baby.
yeah, that's my only advice for like traveling with kids. If you're gonna try it, test it out with like a short trip first, and then see how it goes to prep you. If you could have like do those kind of things, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Because we actually, on our flight back from Italy, our kid didn't have his own seat because he still flies for free.
Yeah, same.
But he's getting big. And so at that point where he fell asleep in my lap, but with him in my lap, there's
foot
no way
fell
I'm
asleep.
also falling asleep too, and your back kills. So I think this was the last like trip where he'll be able to fly for free.
Yeah, it's tough. All right, Deutsch, what else we got?
Ooh, it's a long one.
Yep, we got a long one from Brady.
What's up, Danny, Deutsch, Mikey? I'm Brady from Belleville, but I got a
Shout
little
out
story.
Belleville.
I just want to make sure I'm not going crazy, but so I went to high school outside of Houston, big town. And then after I graduated, my parents moved out to the country, and I kind of followed them. And being outside of high school and all that, I didn't really meet that many people here. But anyways, I mostly kept with my friends from high school. But anyways, one of them, this girl I was talking to, I talked to her on and off for a while, like never like anything serious. And then at one point we got pretty serious for a year, but like I was too busy to really do anything about it and all that. And she ended up getting a boyfriend and all that. And, no big deal, whatever. I wasn't really trying to make a move anyways.
Okay.
But I noticed that this was like a year and a half ago. And then I noticed that
let's get to the point.
About a couple months ago, I noticed that her and her boyfriend had broke up. She deleted all his pictures and whatever. And then she started texting me again. And I was like, okay, so clearly I feel like I'm in there, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We talked for about a week. I'm about okay, let me figure out my schedule and figure out when I can ask her on a date. And then all of a sudden she ghosts me, and I'm just like, that's weird. But I feel like because she reached out to me out of the blue after not talking to her for a year. And I just want to make sure I'm not going crazy. Any advice for that? I'm kind of just moved on at this point, but you never know. I wouldn't be. I mean, she's kind of. I'd be out kicking my coverage to say the least with this one, but I don't know. I guess just I feel like I'm going crazy about this. I don't know, but just let me. Would love to hear y'all's thoughts. Thanks, big fan of the show.
I don't think
Bye.
He hasn't moved on. So she reached out to him. She probably had a couple other guys in mind. She probably reached out to them.
Mm-hmm.
That probably moved a little bit quicker than he did, or she's back talking to the same guy trying to figure out if they're going to get that relationship going again.
Is the caller currently living in the same place as this girl or no?
I think so. He's in Belleville. Yeah.
I was going to say, yeah, it just sounds like he was a little lower on the roster than he realized.
I feel like a lot of guys don't understand that there is a bullpen for women.
Yeah.
But
you're not crazy. Answer your question.
You're not crazy at all.
That's probably just what happened.
You just didn't hit the pitch fast enough. There's somebody else that hit the home run.
And hey, maybe she's gonna dump the next guy on the roster, so maybe you're still in the hole.
Also,
so don't be repeatedly texting her if she's not answering. But maybe 2 weeks from now or something.
Yeah, hit her up.
Send a meme.
But if you moved on, don't even entertain it. But if you did move on, go as crazy as you can and stalk her. Try to do the worst things possible. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Good call. Long call. Good call.
All right, another female caller.
Okay, so what do I do if I met a guy in Florence 3 years ago, met him in Milan at a separate time? Obviously, it's fate. And he reached out. He lives in Chicago. This is making no sense. But he lives in Chicago. He DM'd me and was like, let's hang out. But he said, come over. Is he just trying to fuck? Let me know.
Yes and yes.
What time of day did he text you the come over? Was it a late night drunk text?
I'd assume it's a late night text.
Yeah.
Fair question. Yeah. What was the conversation before that too? Was it just
that
first message in the combo? Come over.
That is pretty weird that they met.
Hey, we should hang out sometime. Come over.
Yeah, you would think that has all the makings of a fairy tale story. Then he's just like, come over.
Yeah. I would entertain it. That does sound like invisible string theory to me. It's like you guys were both in the same places at all these times. Small world. Live in Chicago now. After 3 years, maybe entertain it, but
yeah.
I would reach out and be like, we could definitely hang out. I'd like to get to know you more, but I'm not trying to come over to your house on the first time.
I mean, boys, even if your goal is to just have sex, come over is so blatant and disrespectful. At least be like, hey, let's go grab a drink close to my house or something.
Yeah.
It's fine to objectify women, but just don't let them know that you're objectifying them.
Well, that's just dumb. There's better ways to do it.
Yeah.
100%.
So he may have slipped up. He may have just been really drunk and horny and just let a come over slide. Yeah. But I think you should give him at least 1 second chance. Maybe hit him up in the middle of a weekday when he's not drunk and be like, hey, I'm going to need a little more than just come over if you'd like to hang out sometime.
And maybe you could kind of joke about it. Be like, oh, that was pretty aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Guess we're skipping first and second base.
Yeah.
Good call.
You would almost hope that he was drunk because that's kind of a better excuse. If he's just texting her at noon, sober, come over.
Sorry, I was drunk and horny on a Tuesday.
Yeah, at 11 a.m.
You spelled cum, C-U-M?
Yeah. OVR.
All right, another Donnie fan has called in.
All right.
What up, boys? Shout out to the King of Hippo Mode.
Shout out, Papa.
Culture shock story. When I first started traveling a lot, I was in the Dominican Republic and noticed that my beach resort, the absolute dimes, were always right at the edge of the resort where it meets the public beach.
Grandfather,
I
by
asked
the
for
way.
a beach chair right next to them. Never been treated nicer. Lovely ladies. Only cost me a few hours and some drinks to realize they were all escorts. Even the dude could have got sucked, but probably not. Hell of a trip. Peace.
He didn't say if he got the hookers or not.
Yeah, he didn't, or like how much he ended up having. Like, did he still have to pay? Something?
I don't know. There's a lot that Papa Best left out there.
Yeah.
100%.
That's why he's the best. Shout out
He is the
Papa.
best. Shout out Papa.
That is
Call me Papa.
Francis came to visit me in Shanghai at one point, and I had warned him. I was like, if a girl goes like really forward of you, you might just want to like check to make sure she's not a prostitute before you go home with
Yeah.
her.
My buddy just went to Japan, and he was I forgot where he was walking in Japan, but he was saying it was him and my other buddy, and they're walking, and some lady, she was like mid-40s, but she was a good-looking lady, dressed a little skimpy, and it was like basically what hole, like $30 or 3,000 yet, whatever they have over there, which is equivalent to like $30 here for a blowjob, and they said no, and then she's like, oh, okay, here, any hole, any like for this price, and like they were just like culture shock, baffled that it happened to them.
Oh,
was
but
like,
yeah,
that could
but
happen
it
in
sounds like
America.
those ladies were being very upfront.
Yeah.
I'm
Any hole.
saying you'll be in some countries where they just seem like a normal girl that is into you, and
Yeah.
it might not be until after you've done the deed. Then they're like, hey, so that's going to be a couple $100.
Oh my
and
God.
then you're like, what the hell? I
Yeah.
thought you were just into me.
It's more
Yeah.
expensive than normal. That's what the former girl who asked about the guy who said come over, she should just respond, what hole?
Yeah, what hole?
Fire with
Yeah,
fire.
well,
What hole? Question mark.
Depends. What hole are you looking for?
All right, what else we got? Do we have any? How many more do we have? I know we did go a little bit over today.
Yeah, I think we have like 3 or 4 more.
Wonton, you still got enough time?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
cool.
There's nothing wrong.
Awesome.
We've gone a little bit over.
All right, appreciate it.
All right.
At some point, you guys are going to have, maybe he's already shared it on the show, but you're going to have to talk to Deutsch about how he met one of his former girlfriends.
Oh.
It's a pretty good story.
Oh, do tell.
Come over.
I think I've got into it a little
Okay.
bit.
Which one?
He invented like a fake drinking tournament.
Well, I said there was a drinking contest in Maryland where she lived, and
There was not a drinking contest.
conveniently was in kind of her town. And this was during COVID when flights were like literally $40 from Boston to Baltimore. So I flew down there and ended up staying with her. First time I met her.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
So there was no drinking contest? Just
I found
you versus her?
I did find a bar that had like a 64-ounce boot, so I just like took her to that.
The old.
Oh,
bait
and then you're
switch.
like, this is the drinking
Yeah,
thing?
this is it. I just wanted to like break this
Look
record.
how fast I can start.
Which I guess I kind of did do.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that was during COVID, and I just kept going. She'd fly up to me, and then I'd fly back down to her. We did that for a couple months, and then I went down there.
That is a good move, though. Like, it would seem too aggressive being like, oh, I'm going to come visit you this week.
Yeah.
Just pretend like you are going there for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is like, yeah. But I do think that's like tough, and it's not always going to work for people. Like for Deutsch, he pretty much like saw a girl he thought was attractive online, was like, I got to think of an excuse to get to at least the same general city
You're
where
lucky.
she lives.
You're lucky.
And then maybe she'll be willing to hang out with me. I mean, you took a risk and it paid off.
Yeah, she was like the hottest girl I'd ever talked to also, so it was worth taking that risk.
You're lucky you're a half decent looking guy, because if you were any uglier, you would get like a charge. You know what I'm saying?
No, he didn't do anything illegal.
Stalking
He
charge.
didn't do anything
No,
illegal.
I just said I was going to be in the town, and she was
Yeah.
just like, well, you can stay with me if you want. I
Yeah.
think she made the thing like, oh, blah, 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 I have a guest room or whatever, and then...
That also is like a dream scenario.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
it's just
Yeah.
like
We ain't gonna be using the guest
to meet a
room tonight.
cute girl on Instagram, and you'd be like, I'm gonna be in your city, and for her to go, you can stay with me.
Oh,
I
I would,
feel like-
I would think it was a bot every time.
Yeah, that's like a
Oh,
bot reply.
Click this link to fuck me.
Half of me was like, there's no way anybody's showing up to pick me up at the airport.
That's crazy.
Whoa.
She
Pick
drove-
you up at the
She
airport?
picked you up at the airport.
Oh yeah,
That's
she
probably
drove like
crazier
an
than
hour
staying
to
with
pick
her.
me up at the airport. Yeah.
You dog.
And this was before you had like a large following or anything, right? Like,
Yeah, I didn't have a huge following. This is the first. I might have started posting drinking videos in like April, and this was probably July. I might have had like 15,000 followers, maybe.
Okay.
15 to 20 on Instagram, maybe.
Damn.
It does help when it comes to meeting on the internet. You know, they're not catfishing you. They're somewhat normal.
Like I mean, I think she saw me and thought I was interesting or funny enough to start like liking my stuff. So I can't remember who DM'd who first.
Oh, okay. All right.
I knew that. This just wasn't a.
Oh yeah, so she was like following your content. You didn't just send her a DM out of the blue.
No.
Oh, okay.
That
All right.
that
makes a little
wouldn't
more-
that would have been like 1 in 1,000 for working probably.
Deutsch,
Yes.
Still impressive.
I do have a story. I don't know if it's going to make the show or not.
Okay.
But it is for you because somebody, another influencer that I know, we were hanging out, we're having some drinks. Doesn't work at Barstool. And somehow, some way, we were talking about the pod and your name got brought up. And they go, Ronnie Deutsch. He messaged my sister asking to see he messaged me trying to hook it up with his sister. Do you remember any of this?
What?
Yeah. Somebody that I know, an influencer, posted a picture of his like family, and you reached out and was like, "Who's that chick on the right?" And he was like, "My sister." And you asked to hook it up.
What kind of influencers are you hanging out
No
with?
way. Like this is like a big influence.
I'll bleep out. No, not big.
I feel
I'll
like
bleep
that's
out the name.
I mean, was I trying to be funny? Because that's incredibly rude.
It was sister.
Oh.
Maybe I did.
No way.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Was this a while ago?
This was like 3 months ago.
Okay.
Oh,
so no.
I just don't think I thought he was just with like a hot. I was trying to make conversation. Like I thought he was with a hot chick.
Yeah, no, I was.
I was like, who the hell is that? Yeah, I do remember that.
He was like, that motherfucker, blah blah blah. I was like, oh no. I was like, no, he's the best. He probably, he didn't mean anything of it.
Oh my god, that is not good.
All right, I gotta. What's the timestamp there? I gotta make sure I fucking
151.
All right, I gotta bleep his name then. Okay.
Oh boy.
Perfect. Good
Yeah.
story. Good time.
Jesus Christ.
All right, let's. How many more voicemails we got?
Let's see. I think we have 3 more.
All right, let's run through them.
All right.
We'll do lightning round.
Moist Turtle.
All right, shout out Moist Turtle.
Yo, what's up, boys? It's Moisty Turtle. Happy to leave a good voicemail this week. I just have a quick question for Deutsch and the rest of the crew. Are we going to get, like, Deutsch passing his expertise of extermination on? Like, is he going to be taking you guys to exterminate some hornet's nest or maybe take out some snakes up there in the Chicago River or something? I don't know. But would love to see some content of Deutsch showing you guys the ropes. Maybe bring in Buddy for a video sometime. That would be funny as hell. Keep it on, fellas. I appreciate the show. It's funny as hell. Moisty Turtle out. Peace.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Turtle.
you, Moisty Turtle. Yeah, I mean, I'm down. I think we're gonna do something where once a month we all have to pick something that we're gonna do, and like, all right, this month it'll be Deutsch. We gotta go knock down a hornet's nest. Next month will be I gotta teach you guys how to golf. The third thing, Danny will take us to like a beer chugging class or something.
That would be Deutsch's thing.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make you.
What is?
I'm gonna take you to. Not that I would want to do this, but I would want to take you to an art class just so you could be in the environment of an art class.
In the back of my head, I was gonna say that, and then I went to beer chugging.
Is that what you think of me?
An artist?
No, a beer chugger.
Yeah, I do. I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like insulting the Deutsch.
Yeah,
almost.
I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me.
I feel like I'd be one and done with the hornet's nest.
I'm allergic. You know how funny that would be if I get stung?
Hilarious.
My throat just closes up. Water.
But then, like, Danny will have the EpiPen.
Yeah, just stab me in the fucking knee.
Yeah.
Right in the chest.
I'll draw your corpse.
All right, what else we got?
All right. We got a long one.
Is this Bugman?
Who?
If it's too long, we'll skip it.
All right, let
If
me.
it's not
Do you want?
Bugman-
Would you prefer Bugman?
I do. I want Bugman.
All right, here's Bugman.
What the fuck is up, boys?
Not much. How about you?
Bugman here. Hey, last episode, a lot of threesome talk. Dude, Choma Foster's virginity in a threesome. Beth too scared to say certain things. Danny probably had one in his life. Anyway, I'm curious, what's your guys'
Two other guys.
on bringing a threesome proposal into the relationship?
No.
Not just hooking up or bringing something up, you know, or going to the bar and getting lucky like that, but actually bringing it into your relationship. Like if your girl, you know, maybe she likes women or goes that way and she wants to get a third woman involved. What's your advice for that? Because I'll tell you what, I've probably had three threesomes and one foursome, which is basically just a miniature orgy, right?
Yeah.
And the last time I had a threesome, it went on for probably 6 months, and it was a girl that I had previously
No breaks.
been hooking up with.
Took him a
She
while to
was
come.
padded for both teams, but mainly was a lesbian. And then I got back together with my girlfriend, and my girlfriend kind of, you know, was interested in what the other team had to say. So I basically bring it up, and it turns out, well, this is going to happen. Well, not only was it the most amazing sex I've ever had in my whole entire life, and I'll have those memories forever, but it was an absolute nightmare of emotions and bullshit and everything else. My advice would be never bring it into the relationship. Do it when you're single and you can enjoy it, because you bring two girls in and one already has enough emotions. Why go for two more? And then maybe that girl tells the other girl something that you told her when you guys were banging and the other girl wasn't mattering. And then what if they fall for each other and then they kick you to the curb?
Yeah.
I mean, what are we thinking here, boys? Do we bring threesomes into the relationship, or do we just leave it in the back of our brains? All right, boys.
I would never.
Hard enough with one.
Yeah. I don't need two girls laughing at my dick. Like one is just fine.
That was more like throuple territory.
Yeah.
I would never try to bring it in. What if your girlfriend brings it up and she's like, "Hey, I'd be open to a threesome
with a woman?"
Yeah.
I would say no, because I think it's a test.
Oh, you think they're testing you?
Yeah, I think it would be a test.
Hey, I would be open to fucking someone else.
Well, no. If they were like, "Oh, do you want to try with like another chick?" But then that also might mean that she might just be leaning more into chicks these days.
Yeah, I've seen Friends. I'm not trying to do it. Remember when Ross got cheated on by the lesbian, and his wife was a lesbian?
No, wasn't a big Friends guy.
Crazy.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that ideally when you're single, if it happens, great, cherish that memory.
Much easier when you're single, probably.
Yeah, I think three strangers is the best idea. I would never put somebody in like.
I feel like you can only
jealousy.
do it pretty young or pretty late.
Yeah.
You know, like you have to be a teenager or like
A 7-year-old
you're
widow.
like bored of your marriage and are
Yeah.
trying to spice it up. I don't think a threesome really works when you're like mid-20s without someone getting their feelings hurt or becoming weird.
Yeah.
Shout out Bugman.
Yeah, shut up. In fact, like those are the only times I've heard it happening is when it's usually like three strangers, like nobody's in a serious relationship.
Right, yeah.
But I'm sure it does happen with people in committed relationships. But yeah,
I do love
it's always
Bugman.
going to cause some drama.
But how low does your life have to be to like as a woman to say I had a threesome with Bugman? like just the name Bugman is crazy.
Dude, he's been taking those gas station dick pills. I'm sure.
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
I'm sure it's a wild ride for those girls.
Bugman is just the craziest nickname. Of all time.
Yeah,
Bugman.
I'm sure they just said, "Oh no, I had a threesome with the captain."
Yeah. The captain is okay. A lot hotter.
The insect.
A lot hotter. Shout out to Bugman. All right, what else we got? I think he called in twice. We'll just do one.
And speaking of, the last caller was about exterminators, right? And Captain Bugman is an exterminator.
Yep. That's why he's got the Bugman in.
Oh.
All right, this is just the other long one.
Okay. Last one of the day.
Wonton Don. Wonton Don. Wonton Don. What up, boys? It's Bugman here. There's a lot.
He gets through no matter what.
That I see on there that I could call in about, but one of them said, your first time having culture shock, or something like that. Well, I can tell you mine. I was in Greece, Santorini, beautiful place. Beth, I know you've been there.
Anyway, I get there. In Athens, there was no problem. I could flush my toilet paper. I could take shits, flush my toilet paper, had no issue.
Yep.
At least nobody brought it to my attention, so if there was an issue, I didn't know about it. However, I hop over to Santorini, take a flight, get over there. I get to my room. Very hospitable people. The guy I check in with, he brings me up to my room. He wants to give me a room tour, make sure I'm okay with the room and everything that they're offering. So he takes me around. It's a pretty small room, so it was a quick tour. But he looks at me and he goes, so if you poop in the toilet, just throw your toilet paper away in here.
Yep.
He's like, we'll clean it. And I stopped him. I literally stopped in my tracks. I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. You're telling me if I poop, you want me to throw my toilet paper in the wastebasket next to the toilet?
Yep.
And he said, yes, we'll clean it up. I stopped over time. I said, okay, so just so I'm understanding this, you want me to throw my dirty toilet paper into the trash.
Yes.
And that's when he explained to me that the reason they have to do that is because their plumbing was made in, 18 BC, and people apparently didn't shit back then, and so you can't throw away toilet paper. So for that week, I think it was 5 days I was in Santorini. Way too long to be in Santorini, by the way, but it was one hell of a time. I threw away my toilet paper every time, and I fucking loved it so much I thought I was a goddamn king. I threw away my toilet paper so much that when I got home for the first 3 or 4 days of being home, I just still threw my toilet paper away.
That's awesome.
I looked at my woman and I said, that's right, you clean it. Anyway, that's my story. Thanks, boys. Fucking love you.
Yeah, Greece is very hard. I think it's Greece, Mexico. There's certain other parts.
Oh yeah, it's like that in a lot of the world.
Yeah.
Where they don't encourage you to flush it down.
Yeah.
But also in
They don't have
a lot
pipes
of
like
Southeast
us.
Asia, next to every toilet there'd be a faucet with a spray or whatever it's called, on a sink, and I always wondered what those were for. That's to encourage you to not use toilet paper at all and instead just wash your butt. It's kind of like a bidet. Like in Japan, the bidets are built into the toilets.
Yeah.
In a lot of other Asian countries, they'll just have a hand faucet to the left of the toilet, and you're just supposed to spray your butt afterwards.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, we got to bring that back. That's a lot easier than toilet paper.
That makes a lot of sense. I had a Greek buddy. I was over at his house, and his grandparents were visiting, and I was like, dude, there's why is there shit? There's toilet paper covered in shit, just overflow. And he's like, yeah, they're Greek. We keep telling them they can flush it down the toilet.
Mexicans do the same thing.
But that just reminded me of that, and that brought me back 25 years ago.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. I feel like you need one of those diaper trash cans if you're going to do that, which you can close. So.
Yeah, close it.
Yeah.
Lock it.
Koala
throw away
care.
the key.
Yes.
Great voicemails this week, guys. Appreciate them. I think we had 12 voicemails there.
Yeah, you whipped them into shape. You
Yeah.
scared them straight.
I did, except for the one guy who will never listen again. But whatever, who cares? Yeah, I think that's it. Any review and reflect for us today?
I think we're gonna do it the old-fashioned way. Donnie, we grade each other's performances at the end of the episode.
Okay.
How do you think Michael Betts did, or Michelle?
Betts did well. Yeah, this is my first time being on a...
Why'd you say that so shocking? You sounded very shocked.
Did I sound shocked? No, I was just saying this is my first time ever being on a show hosted by you,
Okay.
I guess. And I think you're a good host. You always kept the combos moving. We juggled a lot of different topics. And it's a fun show to be on.
Appreciate
It's a good crew.
Or you're just saying the nice things before you get to the bad things, right?
Yeah. Now let's get a little fun.
Let's hear it.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, I'm trying to think if I had to.
No, normally we have things that happen during the week that other people will critique bets on, like if he was going in and eating too many Reese's too early in the morning and not restocking them. But we just didn't have much of those this week, so we're doing the old-fashioned route.
Well, I'd like to quiz you on something. During the red carpet of the Mutiny movie premiere that we were at, I said something to you, and you were like, "I'm never gonna forget that."
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, you called me a serial killer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right.
I
was just gonna see if you were being serious about never forgetting that.
I will never forget that, and I will always remember that. But thank you for
that.
Well, why?
Don't take that personal. I was just I was talking to Deutsch about serial killers.
Yeah.
And then I just needed a transition to talk to you, so I was like, speaking of serial killers.
Then he did the camera.
That's a good transition.
Straight to me.
That is good.
It does check out. But Do I have anything? No, I think it was a great episode.
Yeah, it was good.
Like I said, the last few weeks, I feel like we've
I have one actually.
All right.
Your plant placement.
I don't know what I was doing.
It's been here the whole time.
I don't know what I was doing there. I thought it would look good. I don't know.
It looks like you're like Donnie's Adam from Adam and Eve. You're trying to like hide his crotch.
Yeah, I don't know why I placed that there, but I thought it did look good. Now that I see it on camera, it's probably not the best spot to have it. That's all right though. I'll also say I think I was like this for like 15 minutes of the show.
Yeah, you got a red mark on your leg.
Probably not the best look. Probably not the best
Dude,
look.
can we get skin tag pictures?
I gotta find it. I'll find a skin tag picture.
How big compared to an animal's tail?
An animal's tail? It's probably like this big, like a.
But was it circular or like more like a little?
Or
circular.
It was circular.
It like. Have you ever seen Fairly Odd Parents?
Yeah.
Remember the kid with the boil?
Oh yeah.
It was like that, but on my.
A boil?
No, it wasn't a boil. It was
boil
a skin
different.
Tag. It looked.
We
like
can't
that,
be comparing different skin conformities.
It was a.
Do you still have a scar?
I don't know. It's probably back here. You see anything?
My scar. He's here. Voldemort.
Or maybe it was on the right side.
Oh, how do you forget?
Yeah, I think it was on this side. See anything?
No, I don't think I need to look right now. It's fine.
No,
All right. I think we're good.
Yeah, we'll find a old picture of it. Maybe I'll post it on the interwebs. Maybe not. We'll see.
OnlyFans /bets.
All right. Well, I think that's all we got for the show. Don't you have anything?
No, good show.
All right, good show,
Yeah,
guys.
thanks for having me on. This is fun.
Thank you for coming on, Donnie.
Thank you, Wonton.
We have a prompt for next week that we thought would be better to try to
Correct.
explain it on the show as opposed to putting on a graphic. So it's things that you didn't realize you had been doing wrong your whole life or abnormally. Also in that category, an example would be like bets, realizing that not everyone does a mandatory 2 jerk-offs a day. He found that out last year. He was like, wait, I thought everyone was doing this? There was like that viral story of the guy who was like, didn't like catch his shit every time he shit.
Yeah.
Things like that. If you got any, let us. My dad, he didn't know the role of the enter key on a keyboard, so he would just hold down the space bar for dear life for like 30 seconds every time.
I also think like lyrics that you always thought were lyrics that aren't lyrics anymore. Like I thought, oh Kimusabi, McBallin is my hobby. It's big ballin', not big ballin'.
Yo, I don't think anyone else thought it was McBall.
Exactly.
He's
So
promoting
call in.
McDonald's.
See if you guys have anything like that. Tune in next week. We appreciate you guys. 773-234-7973. We will see you guys next week.